The Supreme Court called Democrats racist again. The justices ruled that race and government can't mix. You'd think Democrats would be happy. They hate racism, right? Wrong.
I think it's a huge setback. I mean, the 1965 Voting Rights Act was the most important piece of legislation in United States.
People died for
history.
that.
I am devastated by this particular Supreme Court decision, even though, Whoopi, we did know this was coming.
The case was about Louisiana's congressional map. They'd redrawn it to create a second black district. The court says can't do that. It's unconstitutional. No drawing maps based on race. But Democrats say ignoring race is racist.
By the time we got the Voting Rights Act, black people theoretically had a right to vote for 100 years when the 15th Amendment was passed. But through literacy tests, through grandfather clauses, through poll taxes, they effectively disenfranchised black voters. This is just the 21st century version. This is Jim Crow in new clothes.
Disenfranchised? Blacks can still vote. The court just said you can't segregate all the blacks into a single district to get more seats in Congress for Democrats. And shutting whites out of the districts, also kind of racist. So this is the end of racial discrimination in politics, right? No, it is the end of America.
It's the end of an era. This is the bill that John Lewis was beaten almost to death to get passed. This was the crowning achievement of the civil rights era, the crowning achievement of Dr. King's life's work. It's part of why he was murdered. It brought America out of this horrific past that we've been stuck in for 200 plus years of enslavement, 100 years of racist Jim Crow terror, lynchings, no rights, no protection. And yet now the Supreme Court says we're going to turn a blind eye to that.
No one's being enslaved or lynched. So why do Democrats write laws as if they are? Well, because it gives them more power. This ruling could change Congress for decades, could flip up to 20 seats red, seats that only exist because lines were drawn by skin color. But this isn't just about maps. The court ruled that race shouldn't be used in the government, period. The government can't use its power to help one racial group over another because the Constitution is designed to protect individual rights, not group outcomes. The government should treat us as people, not as a white person or a black person, but as a person. The law should be colorblind. The government shouldn't be in the business of fixing inequalities based on race because then it just creates new divisions and new unfairness and new inequalities. The best way to reduce racial discrimination is to stop discriminating on the basis of race. Democrats are panicking because this ruling strikes at the heart of their agenda. And when you can't sort voters by race, you actually have to start persuading them with policies.
They are doing everything they can, it appears, to artificially give Donald Trump a Republican majority in the Congress and in the Senate, which, of course, he's at risk of losing because his presidency has been a disaster.
And what you see southern states openly talking about doing now is eliminating black representation.
They want to be able to create the kind of Viktor Orban democracy-proof Duma that Russia has, that Venezuela had, that Hungary has. And you do that by getting rid of anyone who can disagree with you.
Do they think voters are racist? The country elected a black president 20 years ago, and no one tried to shoot him. The sitting president's white, and it's been 3 times. We just found out that Democrats have been manufacturing racism. The SPLC was financing the Klan and raising money from it because the race card's all they have. But the Trump Justice Department just exposed it. Ever since the golden escalator, the Trump administration, along with the high court, have been systematically dismantling the corrupt pillars that keep Democrats in power. The deep state, DEI, unchecked immigration, USAID, welfare fraud, censorship, lawfare. The Democrats are running out of moves, and they know it.
And now we're at a point where affirmative action is gone, diversity is gone, equity gone, inclusion gone.
You will never get
Racial
this.
tolerance gone. The Voting Rights Act largely gone. But guess what, extremists? We're still here.
Between knocking out affirmative action, DEI, the SPLC, big tech censorship, and now racial gerrymandering, the race card's basically illegal. Doesn't work. They know it. We know it. So if they can't play that card anymore, they're just going to rig the game. Listen.
The Democrats win the presidency in both houses of Congress. I think on day one, they should make Puerto Rico, D.C. a
Gotcha, bitch.
state, and they should expand the Supreme Court to 13. Eat our dog.
Okay. Where are we? Where are we? Are we here? Are we coming in loud and clear? 5x5. I might need to turn up on Zoom. Welcome in, Patriots. Damn good to be here. Good to... there we go. Good to see everybody over in Rumble and X and the one... Oh, wait. No, not on X yet. I will get that going momentarily. But what's up, Feisty?
The Supreme Court...
Oops. Hey, Feisty. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. You muted.
I am muted.
There you are.
That's a good start to the night.
It is, isn't it? What a good start to the...
It's been one of those weeks for me, okay?
For you, it's been one of those weeks for the left. Holy cow.
I feel so not bad for them. You know, it's really something when they got to tell you right out loud. It's so hard to be honest. We can't do it.
They're taking L's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Just when I thought I was going to get maybe a little discouraged with the whole, your home state thing. Even that,
I got hope when I
fixed
sent
itself.
you. I got hope when I sent you that tweet this morning.
You mean when, damn it, Janet bowed out of the race?
Bowed out.
Oh, glorious.
At least now I know there's another place I could add to my refugee status.
Damn it, Janet Mills has bowed out of the Senate race, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, gosh. And Florida's redistricting. That crossed DeSantis' desk last night, and he signed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got, I'm hearing Ohio and Tennessee, and even Governor Kemp of Georgia is talking about redistricting. This is glorious. What do you think about all this?
Well, I just found 5 more states I can move to. That's all.
Don't lose hope in Virginia.
we had an inkling of a positive in our Supreme Court here in Virginia over their gerrymandering. Yeah, they're focusing on the date. So they had to have had 90 days, and it depends on when you call election day, and that was the debate in Scova the other day.
Scova?
Supreme Court of Virginia.
Oh, gotcha.
That was their debate. So there was a hint. They're going to take the path of least resistance for the jurists. They don't want to get into the interbranch argument. So if this succeeds, it's a very slightly in our favor so far. But there are 3 other challenges coming up. So this thing is going to be litigated till death.
So the SCOTUS, the SCOTUS in Virginia ruled on the pause, though, right?
No, what they did.
That's what I heard.
Tazewell County's judge ruled on the pause. He's the one that said this has been unconstitutional from the beginning. You cannot certify the election. Scova wouldn't answer. So the Democrats, of course, went quickly to Scova and said, we need a stay. And they said, yeah, no, we're going to let the litigation play out.
All right, so hold on.
So no, they haven't ruled completely.
Yeah, but
But the certification of the vote has been paused because of a district judge.
Okay. So the SCOTUS ruling, though, but this
We're still waiting on that. We're hoping.
But the one regarding the racial gerrymandering in Louisiana, do you think that'll have an effect on Virginia?
I'm hoping it does, because when you look into what they said about the gerrymandering,
Yep.
it was more than just about race. It was the whole idea of politically manipulating the maps. So I'm hoping.
Which is what they're doing.
Yes. So I'm hoping that plays into Virginia. Now, here's the problem. What's before SCOVA right now doesn't really even include all of that. So it's focusing on whether or not the process was constitutional and the timing. So we'll have to wait and see.
Oh, wow. So do you think that maybe...
The fact that they reduced us from... It was actually a fair map, 6-5, 6 Democrat, 5 Republican districts, and they just changed it, flipped it, 11-1, 10-1, 10 Democrat districts, 1 Republican.
Do you think that
we will never have another election again in Virginia? That's fair. If that stands.
If that stands. I don't think it will, though. Do you think it maybe played a role in Damn It, Janet bowing out?
Not specifically Virginia, but I think the challenges all around the country are playing a role, yes. Because they don't have the ability to use the tools that they've been using to steal elections, and you know yourself, she needed that. So if they can't gerrymander, if they can't divide you up and slice and dice you, and like Jesse Waters says, I agreed with him. You know, you have to actually win my vote now, and they can't.
What a concept!
I mean, yeah, what a novel idea. But you know, how do you win a concept on? No, we don't want voter ID when 80% of the country wants it. So they're in a tough spot right now.
You know,
and I love what the other idiot says. Yeah, let's make Puerto Rico the 51st state and stack the court to 13. Yeah, I cannot stand him. But you know what's really funny is his wife is the exact opposite of him politically.
Why does that keep happening? Same thing with Nickel Nuts there. The economy's stupid.
Oh, yeah. Him.
Same thing with him, supposedly, with his wife, right? And she's supposedly conservative.
I don't know how conservative that is. I don't know how you live with somebody that is the exact opposite of you. I mean, you got to have something that's common ground.
My heart goes out to any one of you out there that has a significant other or family member that has...
But politically is one thing, but it's like the whole value system seems to be opposing with those two, and I don't know how you do that. There's got to be some common ground.
There's more. I think there's more common ground than people realize.
Maybe
it's the deliberate divide, and even that deliberate divide is dividing itself. It's breaking apart. I can feel it. I see it every day. It is splintering in fantastic fashion. Everything from the woke, the far radical left, ergo the communists, are very popular. You look, Trump is skyrocketing in the polls right now, especially even with the blacks.
He's skyrocketing because people agree.
And we're now seeing ships refueling with oil, which should be, well, to me, maybe you might challenge this as an indicator of gas prices to drop. And if we see gas prices drop before the midterms, holy crap.
Yeah, the thing is right now, somebody posted in my chat room today that it was $3.99 2 days ago, and it's $4.89 48 hours later. I don't know what that shift is. I don't know what that shift is in his area.
That's weird.
And I didn't get to talk.
That's almost
about
$1 in one day.
It's $1 in 48 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know.
It's up
And
over 4
to
here.
be very honest, we put in very little gas just so we can get through this. We don't go anywhere, so it's not like we need a lot in the tank.
Yeah.
But because the price had gone up substantially.
So there's all sorts of things going on, and even breaking news that I guess I'll do now before I get to the shout-outs and the gold pills. And I see you guys are dropping some gold pill love. Holy cow. Thank you, guys. I'll get to those in just a second, so thank you in advance. But I don't know if anybody heard about this, but Republican Oklahoma State Senate candidate was just found dead after being reported missing. And this is the guy that was endorsed by even Kid Rock.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. His name is... So a Republican Oklahoma State Senate candidate was found dead on Thursday, 2 days after he was reported missing. Barry Christian, 54, a candidate for Senate District 38, was reported missing after he disappeared and was a no-show for a meeting on Tuesday. On Thursday, authorities discovered Barry Christian's pickup truck in Sandy Sanders Wildlife Management Area. It is unclear if foul play was involved. Investigators are processing the scene. And he was a candidate for Senate District 38, disappeared on Tuesday. Found dead today. So no reports of foul play just yet. But I'm sure.
Well, he's very Republican.
Very.
Government efficiency.
Yeah.
Rural economic growth, education, public safety, core values. Who is he running against?
Good question. State Senate, too. I don't know. Oklahoma.
I'm looking.
So Barry will, in the state Senate, Barry will proudly stand with President Trump and fight for the traditional conservative values that make America great. He will, quote, fight leftist government overreach, oppose reckless open border policies, strongly support our law enforcement, defend unborn babies, empower small businesses to grow, ensure election integrity. There you go. There's one. Return America to energy independence, defend the First and Second Amendments, and all constitutional freedoms. Prayers up for him and his family.
Okay, so the seat that he's running for was vacated because Brent Howard, who held the seat, chose not to run again.
Oh, really?
2 other Republicans are running for it. Joe Buchanan, he's a rancher. Retired chief of the Altus Fire Department. He was endorsed by the Firefighters Association. Then Rick Vernon. He's an attorney and a rancher from Altus. He received an endorsement from the outgoing incumbent, Senator Brent Howard.
Yeah. No more attorneys. Done with attorneys.
I'm so done, right?
Yeah.
But it looks like Brent Howard endorsed Vernon. This guy is definitely, I mean, I haven't had a chance to really look into him, but this guy is definitely conservative.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. And, well, aside from that, and we'll get to this, everybody, but the DOJ just released a very high-resolution footage of the Colin Allen shooting, Feisty.
I saw that. I saw it.
And a Secret Service officer during his attempt to assassinate Trump at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And we'll get into that.
I think that's where during his attempt to assassinate Trump, we just got to add that on, right? Because according to his manifesto, he's going after any administrative.
Yeah, that's Gateway Pundit for you.
Yeah, well, they always add that little twist.
Yep. No, that's
so
a good point.
dishonest, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, good to see everybody. Rumble, I love my USA, says 388 here in Florida today. Well, Florida is like ahead of everywhere else in the country. Hey, what's up, Ann Boyer? Karen Huber, the lovely Marissa DNC, Jay's Bar and Grill, Laura. Always good to see Laura Vogel, an OG. Dana Shell says, Feisty, where are you? She's right here.
I'm right here. Actually, you're over there.
Yeah. Yeah, you're over here.
You're reversed on my screen.
It's good to see Sly Park. I'm gonna add the name Feisty to Sly Park because I love when Sly Park gets feisty. Sober Lady, good to see you. Says I love Jesse and nobody being enslaved and lynched. That's right. 12 Popcorn, good to see you. And Shell G, Ron Elwitt. Hey guys, welcome Patriots. Almost $5 a gallon in Michigan. That's got to be that's got to be the most it's ever been. And that's got to change. It's got to change before. That's almost like a reason. Not, you know what I mean? That's
a reason to stay home.
Yeah. That alone for the, the simple-minded, I don't mean any disrespect by that. I shouldn't even say it like that. The 9-to-5ers, not even just them though, too, because arguably everybody here is too, but you know what I mean. The people that are not as active, the gas thing has to change. And which has me thinking, is this maybe City of London? Is this external foreign forces trying to manipulate the gas prices because it's their last-ditch effort, maybe? Sly Park. Hey, we got a Sly sipping tea. I'm gonna grab that sucker. Add to submit to channel. I'll even add that one to a folder. Good to see Just Kevin. We got the lovely Ash USA. Beach Nana says Florida's still $3.89. Yep. Veronica Q. Let's see. Crystal. Tammy. Akira. Braze Piano. We got General Buford. Beth Harris. Jack. Sean Joe coming in hot with a cookie. Thank you so much, Sean Joe. God bless. And I think I saw Mountain Dog Boy as well. We'll start up at the top with the gold bills. Thank you to Dixie with the phone call. Says much love, y'all. God bless you, Dixie. Thank you so much. And Sly Park with a pair of bangers shade says stay based, stay blessed, and stay in prayer from the great Sly Park. Thank you so much, Sly Park. Thank you to Just Fed Up for, wow, we got 2 phones. Starting the show off with 2 phones. Yeah, thought you forgot us. No, would never. Never Just Fed Up.
You've never forgotten.
Nope. I might be a minute or 2 late, but I'll be late to my own
I
funeral.
was wondering, to be very honest.
I texted you.
I didn't see the text.
I was literally walking home from the store. I said, I'll link you up in 10 minutes.
Ah, there you go. I just saw it.
Yeah.
You sent that 51 minutes ago.
Yeah. Shout out to S. Jones 39. Thank you for the can. Cheers with my coffee. I'll cheers you with my tea, just as I do every night. What are you drinking tonight?
Water so far.
Oh.
I didn't have time. I forgot to make my cup of coffee. I have some cold coffee.
Ash is the only one who knows what I'm drinking right now. Right, Ash? She'll say it in the chat. Shout out to... Hey, Krista's dropping some subs out there. 1-month bronze tier subscription to Just Kevin. That is well-deserved. Just Kevin is good people. And thank you to Conservative Chris. What's up, bro? Thank you for the banger shades. Good evening, Patriots. Regardless of the media, the distractions, the gaslighting, the influence fags... Earmuffs Feisty, who view you as another clique. Remember, what you do matters and can have an effect. Be you, even when no one is watching. The world needs more authenticity. That is the comment of the night right there, Chris.
Right there.
Damn, dude. It's a hell of a comment.
I know about you, well, I feel this way too. I'm so tired of the the spin, that just plays with the truth, the out and out lies. Just stop. Just stop.
I think I know what you're talking.
Well, we got to get our clickbait in, right?
There's a lot of that. Yes.
I'm just done.
I know. I'm going to talk to you about it here in a few.
I bet you are.
Yeah. Thank you to Jen Hall for the can. Good to see Jen Hall, as always. Hope you're having a good week. And thank you to Bray's Piano again with another cookie. Or Tamor Gold Pill says, hey, Ralphie, wife beater Warnock.
Yeah.
Maybe you should focus more on not being a slumlord, election stealer, thief, and a wife abuser. Oh, I almost forgot. Instead of peddling trumped up racisms on CNN. Every bit of that needed to be said. Bring that Friday night there, Krista. And
the other part of that.
Yeah.
I hope the money from the PLA was worth it. He's
do you know something
connected.
I don't?
He and Ossoff both
Oh.
have money from the PLA.
And Warnock was a preacher?
Supposedly, yeah. Yeah, but he's not just a wife beater. He also, from Massachusetts.
Yep.
There were a lot of complaints about him abusing children.
Oh, really?
And yeah, he suddenly ended up in Georgia and is now a senator.
Wow.
How does that work? I'm not real sure how that works.
You know, all right. Yeah, I got some other things I got to bring to your attention. I don't think that you've heard of yet, because it just came out. Fuck this. And shout out to Ash dropping cookies. A cookie says a reminder, arm down under at 4 a.m. Eastern. I see what you did there, Ash. Also, Spin City News will be joining Mayor Bear and Krista on Truth Blitz, a.k.a. Giggle Blitz, tomorrow, everybody. Make sure you check out Truth Blitz every day except for Wednesdays, 1 p.m. Eastern. We have the lovely ladies, Krista and Mayor, doing the news coverage for everybody, 1 p.m. Right in the afternoon for anybody. For those of you that like to lurk, listen on your earbuds and work. And thank you for the reminder, Ash. Shout out to Sean Joe with a cookie. Thank you, Sean Joe. Braves Piano with a cookie says, Jerry Janet Mills' brother is in hot water. Yes, he is.
No kidding.
For orchestrating real estate sales directly to the CCP in actually a town that borders the town I live in called Corinna, to use for grow houses. Most mainstream media even refused to even touch the story, which came out well over a year ago. Shout out to Steve Robinson, because they want access to the governor, and she dropped a clip. Thank you so much, Krista. Shout out to Sean Joe. Thank you for the cookie. God bless, bro. And Beach Nana. Hey, what's up, Beach Nana? Banger shades. I don't even know what I do with my banger shades. Thank you so much, Beach Nana. Good to see you. And thank you, Krista, again with another cookie. Says, Feisty, you will have to join Mary and me. Mary and I, Marry Me. Is that making Marry Me popular again? For Truth/Giggle Blitz sometime soon. Yeah, I hear that was such a hoot when Feisty joins you, ladies. So, did you see? All right, so every Thursday, one other reason why I love Thursdays is because Catherine Herridge comes out with her.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you too?
Mm-hmm.
Because it just came out a couple hours ago, and I'm like, oh, maybe I got something that Feisty doesn't know.
No, I watched it.
Damn it. I was so hoping that I find something that Feisty didn't know.
I did watch it. I got my opinion. You want it, I know.
I do, but I don't know if I want it right now. It's, I'll just quickly preface it for everybody. It's essentially...
Why don't you play it? It's an interesting segment.
We're going to play it. especially before you duck out. I got to. It's intelligence. Two intelligence individuals that helped with the capture of Maduro, and they had apparently people on the inside close to Maduro, like very close to Maduro. I think one of them maybe
to
was
include a spiritual advisor,
female, and
which, by the way, think spiritual advisor talking about his problems.
Right.
You know my theory on Maduro, right?
You'd have to remind me.
It sounded like they were doing an extradition more than like a hostage extradition.
Oh. Yeah, possibly. A rescue mission of sorts.
Well, I think they were just extracting him.
But either way, there are like roughly a dozen individuals that were close to him that are on the run and are hiding right now. And they were promised by the government, the U.S. government, for protection or $50 million reward that they're waiting now for 4 months. Since January 3rd is when the when it all went down.
Like I said, I got my opinions.
Yeah. So we got that we'll get into. And like I said as well, Janine Pirro, today we are releasing video already provided to the U.S. District Court showing showing Cole Allen shoot a U.S. Secret Service officer during his attempt to assassinate the president at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. There is no evidence the shooting was the result of friendly fire. The video also shows Allen casing the area in the Hilton Hotel the day before the attack. My office, along with the FBI, will continue this extensive investigation to bring Cole Allen to justice. Also, the DOJ
Did you notice, because I can't wait till you play that either, where he stops. It looks like he took note of the fact that there was a camera at that elevator.
Yep. And he went through that gym area, talked to the woman there, it looked like. It's interesting. It's definitely... that one angle is the angle that we got from the potato looking like film. What the hell was going on there? Why did we get such a grainy version first, and this one's such high definition? This is what I can't wait to talk to you about, because I nearly got raked over the coals by the full control crowd yesterday, and they do think it's staged, by the way. Yeah.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yep.
Within minutes because of what Carolyn Levitt said.
What? Oh, yeah.
And shots will be fired.
Oh, gosh.
I said to everybody in the chat, okay, here comes the conspiracy.
Yep. And that was used.
It was used heavily.
Yeah, in yesterday's conversations. And, and you're kind of outnumbered, and there are things I could say that I just know I would get in. It would be taken personally, and I'm not trying to get personal.
That's why I stay out of the discussions. Largely stay out of them, because I'm not here to rip anybody apart like that.
No, yeah.
But when I don't agree, I do not take kindly to being coerced into trying to.
Well, it made me realize you probably do kind of gotta have a particular patience, I suppose, with it, and it's not personal to me, and I don't know why they felt compelled to reiterate that to me over and over again. I know it's not personal, but
which means it is.
Well, no.
What I mean by which means it is because the only answer was for you to go, oh, I didn't think of that.
That's fair.
You're right.
No, that's fair. Yeah, because it's not like you're going to get anyone to change their mind when their heels are dug in that much.
Right.
And when you got 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people watching, Nobody's going to change their mind right there.
And then you become the sacrificial lamb for the segment.
You do if you care. I dig my heels in. I shouldn't say that. I should say if it doesn't make sense, I'm not just gonna, surrender or say, okay, I guess you're right,
Uncle.
I'm not gonna do that. It's got to make sense to me.
And there's too many things that don't make sense, to be very honest. There's too many things, and rather than.
But there's always going to be. Wouldn't you say that though too?
But that's why a hard part about all of this is we can all have our opinions. It doesn't mean squat when it comes down to the debate. That's going to happen in the courtroom. In a area in D.C. that's not known to be very favorable to the Trump administration. So the whole conspiracy thing, I'm sure, will taint that jury pool.
Well, for him?
Yeah, against him.
And the other thing, too, about staging something of that degree, do you know how much rehearsal would have to go into that? I think that's...
you mean more than one day walking through the hotel?
The same... This is another thing I in the heat of the moment, I wish I said. If anybody who knows anything about theater knows that there's days and days of rehearsal, and guess what? Even with rehearsal, you know what you get? Screwing. You get people that screw up all the time. Never fails. And then there's my strongest argument against it is, why would you need to if you really truly have that much control, then why would you be conducting negative events or false flags, really? Because that's what it would be. It would be a false flag, right?
Well, my opinion. Every time this stuff comes up, the full control crowd keeps eroding respect for and faith and trust in what the guy they voted for.
Yes. When he is actively trying to restore trust and faith in government.
And what that does is it just does more splintering.
Yes.
More, and that's why I don't want to be a part of it, because when I look at the man that I voted for and the things he's been through, I can cut some slack. I can trust that, and I have to tell you, I think Todd Blanche is doing a fantastic job. I really do.
He's won me over.
He's totally won me over.
Yeah.
And when he and Kash Patel distanced themselves from the Comey indictment the other day, it was like, good, I know where you're coming from now.
Yep.
And then coming out today about whistleblowers. I've been talking about Ray for how long? Whistleblowers prepared that stuff in the burn bags. They just happened to be found in the closet next to the director's office. Yeah, it was Ray.
And not just anybody
his
either.
insider. Yes, it was somebody very connected.
High up. It had to have been high up.
I'm adding all these pieces together because that's who's investigating this thing that happened over the weekend. And I'm thinking, we don't have the FBI we had in 2015 and 16.
No,
there's a different FBI there. So if I'm going to be honest with myself, I see the video. I still have questions. I'm waiting on answers.
Yeah, and if you conduct something like that, you're going to have to get all the departments that would normally be involved on a genuine.
Did you catch how many badges were there?
That's too much involvement.
Right.
On something.
Too many people would have to be sworn in on that.
Yeah, and things to that magnitude are very compartmentalized. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty confident in stating that as fact. Because you can't even risk the chance of that leaking. Because, again, that would destroy all the faith and trust in government that Trump is trying to restore.
All those guns there that day, and not one of them hit him.
Yeah.
I'm questioning the training. I will say
not one of them hit the yeah.
Cole Allen wasn't hit.
Well, how many shots were fired too?
Oh my God, it sounded when I first listened, it sounded like 6. But I may not have heard the whole thing. But there were shots being fired at him and not one hit him. Which I found disconcerting with our entire hierarchy sitting in the room behind them. That's the part I got stuck on, okay? I don't give a shit about Cole Allen. I don't give a shit about Capitol Police or the Secret Service. I'm looking at our entire government is sitting in that room back there, and nobody hit the guy trying to shoot at them.
He was like Neo in the Matrix, didn't you know? He was like training for months, like, you know, it's like the Matrix, dodging
I would be
bullets.
right now wondering what kind of remedial training do you do in a real hurry?
He's like Wonder Woman.
Now, I'll be real honest with you. I mean, if everything works out the way we've been told so far, it was obvious that Cole Allen was looking for suicide by cop. I don't think he expected to survive.
No, I don't think so either.
That said, could somebody have at least shot his leg or something to give me a sense of a warm fuzzy that our protection levels are where they need to be? Because right now I don't feel that warm fuzzy. I'm just thinking, dear God in heaven, you've got the president, the vice president, all of his cabinet are sitting in that room and nobody got a shot in. I mean, I'm not the best shot anymore. I mean, I have aged, but I can at least hit the broadside of a barn, okay?
Yeah, he was hoofing it though too. He was hauling ass.
Not going to disagree.
So the other thing I would
there were
say,
an awful lot of guns there that didn't get a shot. I'm just saying.
there was crossfire or high likelihood of crossfire, so I think there was hesitation there though too. You know, it's like all these officers and one individual.
Doesn't
You're bound
it doesn't it make you just a little bit uncomfortable though?
Oh, of course. But think about it though too. If you have officers all around an area and you have one individual, you get 2 people, if they shoot, that's the person in the middle there, you know, that's a lot of crossfire. So you can't just be shooting willy-nilly like that. But the other thing I wanted to say too,
they're taught not to be willy-nilly.
Just as I'm about to say, like, I would hope that a lot of the notion of full control, I would, like, some of it, I wish I was wrong about this, about thinking that, because I think their idea of full control is complete and utter control, meaning they control the bad actors too. That's hard for not only me to reconcile, but I feel like that's going to be hard for a lot of people. Just when I say that, the audience is massive of the amount of people that think this, and the problem is it's not going to be determined at a later date.
Well, you know,
I'm pretty confident in saying that, though, too. Would you agree?
I think people understand only enough. What does full control mean? I don't think it means you control all the actors. You're controlling the actions.
That's the kind of full control I believe in.
Yes. If you're controlling the actions,
meaning
then
giving them enough rope to
to
hang themselves.
Yes.
That's what I keep saying.
You're not controlling the players in it, right?
They don't buy that.
And
they think it's
that's
more
where
than
I don't agree. I'm seeing too many things on the backside. I'm watching too many of these arguments play out. The Anthropic thing should be proof already. You know what Anthropic is, right,
Yeah.
Claude?
Yeah.
There's proof right there that it's not what you think it is.
And
do you understand the story behind that?
No.
Okay, so Anthropic is a company, right?
Mm-hmm.
They produce product that everybody knows called Claude, which is an AI. There is a requirement when you're a contractor with the government that you have to disclose all the tools you use. Anthropic refused. Pete Hegseth said that's a national security threat because when they refused, they threatened, if you pursue this, we are going to pick up our toys and go home. That's a national security threat.
Oh.
So they're literally, Anthropic was attempting, and this has happened in other areas as well. They're literally attempting to hold the government hostage so that the old guard stays in place.
So that must be fake too, right?
But that's just it. It's not fake.
Not fake.
And so it also dispels the whole full control thing.
You know what else I was told too? About the grand jury? Grand conspiracy case going down in the two of them down in Florida.
Pierce.
That those were already settled. And it was stated as fact.
But you see, that can't be true. Okay, so we know that there were grand juries all across this country since Huber in 2017, right?
Yep.
So we've known about these. It doesn't mean
the drops, by the way.
Well,
I didn't see any proof. I saw overcode.
Well, we knew about Huber. We knew about Durham. We knew about the White House guy.
Those are different. Those are different cases.
Those are still. We knew there were grand juries. Okay.
Yeah.
And according to the Q Post, there were multiple grand juries, and we also knew that there was a handoff of the Huber stuff, and that Durham picked that up. Nevertheless, we also know that Ray went to all 56 field offices, so there's investigations going on, more than just him visiting, saying hi. That all of that said, you don't go after. We got 648,000 sealed indictments. We don't know what they are, who they are, the extent, the breadth, but that nobody can even begin to think that those are new, non-adjudicated, right? Because these are the cumulative numbers since 2017. So something's been going on, whether you want to believe it or not.
Yeah.
We've got these big cases being built. It doesn't mean they're not going to reach down and grab the stuff from those other cases, because I think they all play together. But somebody's got to do the current work of codifying everything we've been watching. And that's a new investigation.
That's a great point. I didn't even think about it. Oh, man, that's a great point.
I try once in a while. I don't want to do too often.
And if a case like of that magnitude was already, resolved, how do you keep that under wraps, man?
Not only how do you keep it under wraps, but what do you mean we haven't seen them arrested?
Right.
I mean, so.
Oh, then I would hear the masks.
Oh, we got the doubles and shit. Yeah, I forgot.
That's the thing, is it requires way too much speculation for me.
I'm just gonna make this comment. Call me whatever you want to call me. I really don't care. My brain is looking at what I see.
Yeah.
Not what I think I want to see.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm not just going to agree for the sake of agreeing.
You know me.
I can still.
I rarely do that anyway.
Yeah, I can still be friendly and at the end of the day, the outcome is what matters. Anyways, really the most to me.
Well, I'm glad you're in the position of taking those slings and arrows, because I really don't have the patience for it, and I will fully admit it. Yeah. I don't. I think it is. I think it is a very bad use of my time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Besides, I've been doing pretty damn good digs. I'm going to stick with those.
Just fed up. Where the hell did you get your chocolate mint coffee? Because the one that I used to get is discontinued, and I'm big mad about it. We'll get a couple more thank yous. Let's see. Holy cow.
I make my own.
What?
Chocolate mint. I use the syrups and put it into the beans, into the grind. I grind my own beans, and I poured some chocolate and a little bit of mint on the ground coffee and let it run through. Tastes good.
We have a $20, count it, a $20 Rumble rant from
Let's get ready to rumble!
Ann Boyer. Thank you, Ann Boyer. She says, yep. So much for critical thinking and leaving your bias aside. It's so disappointing. I think I know what you're talking about, Ann Boyer. Yeah. But and there's another conundrum here. Because
conundrum.
Yeah.
A conundrum.
So, and I get the whole, like, looking at many who we've all historically seen as bad actors, like your Comeys.
I haven't, but okay.
There's some that I've kind of left the door open, like Ray, for instance. Perfect example. I've actually always felt that way about Ray. Like,
I actually know
going on with this dude.
I don't know Ray so personally that he would know me to fall over me, but I know Ray. And I've only been in a room with him once, and it was nowhere near him. But I'm very familiar with director Ray.
Yeah.
And as straight a arrow, I've never seen. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And I always chalked up those things, the squirrely things he maybe said in the house on the floor there was maybe for optics, was maybe for, but Sean and Feisty, why did he let the raid from Mar-a-Lago to go
because
forward?
He didn't do that raid.
Well, there's that too, but the optics were on him, I guess you could say. But
of course, we always pin it on the name you know.
Right.
I mean, go back how many presidencies, whatever happened under that presidency, it's the Obama presidency, Trump presidency, Clinton, Bush. We always blame it on the executive because they're the name you know. Rarely do we say, I wonder what asshole worked underneath them that created that event.
Yeah.
Because we can't think entrenched and fortified. We've got to put a face to every event.
This is where I apply the giving them enough rope to hang themselves.
Right.
Philosophy. That's just my opinion. Thank you so much. God bless you, Ann Boyer. We very much appreciate your support. Did you get my thing earlier, by the way?
Yes, thank you. That came in handy.
Good. You're welcome.
And I got some groceries.
Good. You're welcome. And thank you to Mama Sheckert. Good to see Mama Sheck's out there. Thank you for the can. And good to see you. Shout out to Charlie 3 or 5 kicking it off with 5. I think that's Charlie's stamp of approval. Thank you. God bless, Charlie. Thank you to Beach Nana again with another cookie. Says, did you see where Bongino said he was setting up leakers? But yes. Oh my gosh, that was glorious. Thank you, Beast Nana, for that reminder. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I didn't hear that, but I
got to check out Bongino on with Hannity. He talked about how he set up some bad actors, or one particular bad actor in the FBI. He gave them some. He gave somebody some false information. And
what is it called? What is it?
What?
Come on, you know the term. You know the term. No, it's called a canary trap.
Oh, that's what he said.
What do? You give 5 people information, enough of a twist, so that when it makes it to the news, you know exactly who leaked
and he called him out. He called him out to his face, and then fired his ass too. Got you, bitch. Love it.
Sessions was a master at doing that, by the way.
Was he really?
Yes. Sessions did it a lot.
That's another one I've always. I know, Feisty. I know. He's your little hubby. I know. I call him Mr. Magoo.
He's not. He's my Keebler elf. Leave him alone.
Elf. Thank you to Chris. Consider Chris.
I love that man, by the way. I love Sessions.
I know you do.
I love Sessions.
Thank you, Chris, for the cookie. Says in layman's terms, just because you use a wrench doesn't mean you use a wrench for everything. It's a tool for a specific purpose, not a fix-it-all tool the world is designed around. There's a reason memers use the slanderous terms that they use about that crowd, and then proceeds to, in Chris's customary way, sips tea. Chris is crushing it tonight. Hey, what's up, Mitch? Mitchy Mitch. Dropping a phone call from Mitch. God bless you, bro. Good to see you.
The phone is ringing!
And Austin Woman just gifted a subscription.
Sorry. Ash. Yeah. It's getting heated over here.
I don't even have them up because I got the gold pills up, so I can't even see the comment.
I got tears in my eyes now. Thank you, Ash.
And she's blushing right now, I guarantee it. Braves, thank you for the cookie. I would love.
I'm not doing so hot either.
Braves thing says I would love to have coffee with Feisty. Her coffee sounds amazing. Now I'm gonna see what.
Why? Because I had chocolate and mint to it. Yeah. I have all kinds of different recipes I use. You get the Torrini syrups; they're really good.
What is it?
Torrini.
I've never heard of that.
They're syrups, and I have like 5 of them, and whatever hits my fancy in the morning. Lately, it's been Irish cream. I love Irish cream
with a little splash of. I'm not even
the real stuff.
No, I'm not going to say it. Whatever Ash was fanning herself about.
She was commenting about my thing about Sessions. You just stop.
And speaking of, I actually got something I got to go grab on the stove real quick. So I'm going to tee off.
He's cooking after he starts the show.
I know. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I haven't eaten
her.
So, hey, shout out to Up North soon. Hey, good to see you out there. Thank you for the $5 Rumble Rant. Says, did you see that the Professor Francis Boyle, who was going to testify against Bill Gates,
was found dead? Whoa.
No, I did not see that.
Good heavens.
Oh, come on, man.
This shit's getting really bad.
When are we going to see stuff in that arena?
He passed away.
He didn't pass away.
He was 74.
This is very convenient. Right before he's set to testify.
He was known critic of mRNA vaccines. Has been an outspoken advocate.
Oh gosh.
Regarding bioweapons, having drafted the Biological Weapons Anti-Terrorism Act of 1989.
Same thing with David Wilcox.
Right.
Which
oh my goodness.
I can already hear the speculation. He's probably in Wit Pro, and when people.
Everybody I've noticed, there's a lot of people that are saying it's in Wit Pro. By the way,
can you prove it? If you can't prove it, then what's the sense in speculating about it?
If you don't have some hard proof on some of it, can we at least pare it down?
Yeah. So we also have breaking U.S. CENTCOM commander just briefed President Trump about a, quote, final blow to Iran. Hypersonic Dark Eagle missiles, Feisty. Bombers surging, Feisty. Carriers stacked. POTUS says they're sitting in a cave. They want a deal, and they want a deal badly.
So do you get what the real argument is over there?
I don't know, but I know that
in fact,
24 hours.
Scott Bessent has been telling us about this now for a while.
Why Bessent?
I had done quite a bit of looking into what's going on. Those ships that we've been taking, those are run by the Shamkhani family. They basically have taken the Iranian government hostage.
Oh?
They control nearly 50% of the Iranian economy. The ships
a family
that we've been,
does?
a family, the Shamkhani family, yes. There's two, there's another one, but this is the big one because there was a bunch of, in China and somewhere else, there were a bunch of people arrested. China was the big one. And come to find out they were the money changers for the Shamkhani family.
Oh, wow.
So what's happened, they're the ones that are controlling these exports and imports. The ships were taken, even the one with the missile parts on it, the stuff for the missiles,
Yep.
was all theirs. So what we're starving is them. If they can't move anything, and according to Scott Bessent, there's about another 35 ships just floating out there. They're waiting for them to move, and they're going to grab those.
So they're involved whether they like it or not.
Yeah, I've got 6 slides to show it. I put them on my X account last week.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
I even explained it in the X account. I explained the whole thing. I know the slides are complicated looking, but it comes down to 2 shadow networks. And the big one is the Shamkhani because that's the oil, the transportation.
You're talking
stuff.
about what's involved with Iran or these shadow networks?
These shadow networks are Iranian.
Wow.
So we actually put sanctions on these 2 families,
Yeah.
the Zarengalam and the Shamkhani. We've already sanctioned them. We've sanctioned other people attached to them. There was another group that the OFAC put on their OFAC put on their list just a couple of days ago, and they're all the money changers that are dealing with the Shamkhani family. So that's the illicit money flow. They're all related. Everything is coming out against the Shamkhani family. Are they in control of Iran? Technically, yes, because as long as they hold that government hostage, they can't make a deal. This is why Trump keeps saying they want to make a deal.
Oh. Holy
now,
cow.
Is it connecting?
Yeah. Wow, that's a big, huge piece
remember,
of the
it
puzzle.
came out that they even took Khomeini's son, Khomeini, the one that's supposedly in a coma, they took him hostage.
Really?
We watched it on your show last week. Jesse Waters even talked about it.
Oh, I thought.
So if they've taken him hostage, and then there was a rumor, though I couldn't substantiate it, where 3 of the IRGC negotiators were put under house arrest.
By who?
By this same group. They're preventing a deal from happening.
Is this the same group? So there must be a relationship with the city of London, I imagine.
I don't know exactly, but I will say this. The longer this goes on, the more owie Brussels and City of London have. So what's really funny, if you want to completely bring this full circle, he just threatened Merz yesterday that we're going to pull Americans out of Germany. Well, that's a big owie because we are pretty much 70% of their economy is the American presence there, right? We have such a large presence. And then today he said he would consider doing the same thing with Italy and Spain.
Oh, that's NATO. That's NATO.
No, it's not. It's not NATO. That's Brussels. Who controls
Which is NATO?
But it's not NATO them. It's Brussels itself. The old guard.
Yeah, it might as well be NATO, though. Too.
What do they call NATO? They call it the Brussels effect, right? They're the rules order for the world
order.
the world. Yes. So what he's talking about is Brussels is trying to hold them, trying to constrain them. And he's saying, we'll just pull our presence out. These countries can't afford. Let me just point out another obvious. Germany is the wealthiest EU country right now. You can't look at UK because of Brexit. But the wealthiest is Germany.
Not even that wealthy though. But yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, no, we pull out of Germany.
They're done.
It's worse than
Toast.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah, they're toast.
They're toast.
So that's
so when he says Italy and Spain,
flexing right now.
That's going to be interesting because what he's really saying is, Brussels, are you really sure you want to continue this game? And all he has to do, and like I said to you before, he's on no timeline. When you starve a beast, You don't pay attention to the screams it makes when it's hungry. You just sit back. And he's starving a beast.
Feisty, we have so much to talk about. The king and the queen.
Oh, that was another good one. Did you hear about the bee story?
Hold it. No, I didn't. Wait, the bees? The what?
The bees.
The birds
the bees.
and the bees? What?
No. I'm assuming you are very well aware of that.
Yes.
I don't need to sit you on my knee and explain it.
Oh, gosh, Mom. And then Trump administration cracks down on, foreign-owned meatpacking cartels. So for anybody who's been noticing a rise in your meat prices lately, well, Trump administration just cracked down on it. Big time.
Well, they actually have been starting to do that.
Yes.
One of the things they found is our meat processing, our cows.
Yep.
We were importing instead of using our own meat. So they cracked down on that.
Yep.
Now they're cracking down on, all these countries like China and others that own the packing plants. You know that part that Trump said the middlemen don't like me very much?
Yes. Yeah, that one just keeps coming. Also, I almost forgot
I can't
too.
wait for Monday, Sean. Just going to point out.
I know. And everybody, if you only knew, Feisty was actually nervous. Okay. She was even later than I was, by the way. And then she came in and I'm like, hi. And then she jumps in the Zoom chat and she says, I don't have anything for today. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You don't need anything, Feisty. We could just do this for hours.
I know.
And we would be able, we could have enough conversation. But she's been working on everything for Monday.
Right.
If you guys only knew how hard she works her ass off. She really does. I mean, just take a look at her slides.
Aren't they pretty? Aren't they pretty?
Yes, they are. So
I just finished my landing slide for the very last slide. I'm gonna text it so you can see it.
Okay. Yeah, they are very
ready?
Pretty. Yes.
This one took me about 8 tries to get what I wanted to look like. Tell me that isn't cool. Tell me.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Isn't that cool?
It'd be like I think I could know a couple things I could do with that. You could use your slides for a music video. We should send them to Ash, have her make one of my music visualizers out of your slides.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Anyways, we're gonna play that Jesse clip here. I got teed up for everybody, and let's see. I'm all caught up with the gold pills. All right, Feisty. I'm gonna play this clip so I can go get my food.
You go eat.
Land on it. All right, guys. Like I said, breaking CENTCOM. U.S. CENTCOM commander just briefed President Trump about a final blow. A quote, final blow to Iran. Enjoy.
Fox News alert, it's decision time. CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper has just briefed the president in the Situation Room about what could be the final blow. The U.S. military is preparing for a short and powerful wave of strikes. Targets include the enemy's remaining military assets, leadership, and infrastructure.
Iran is proving to be very stubborn. The talks seem like they are stalled. Are you getting antsy to break the ceasefire?
Well, I mean, I don't know what stubborn is because really nobody knows what the talks are except myself and a couple of other people. They want to make a deal badly.
In case the Iranians needed a little nudge, the Pentagon's contemplating bringing a brand new weapon to the battlefield. The mother of all hypersonics, the Dark Eagle. It can hit targets 2,000 miles away. The enemy's last ballistic missile launchers are in the crosshairs. B-1 bombers have been surging into the region, and they can be armed with up to 5,000 pounds of hypersonics. It's a big payload. We're about to hit day 60 of the war. And if we're going by the book, and if you're asking Congress, That means the deadline for Operation Epic Fury expires tomorrow. But Trump could also do what Clinton and Obama did and ignore Congress and keep firing. The Secretary of War says technically we paused the clock 2 weeks ago.
Is the president intending to either seek congressional authorization for the war in Iran or send us the legally required certification that he needs an additional 30 days to remove U.S. forces?
We are in a ceasefire right now, which our understanding means the 60-day clock pauses or stops in a ceasefire.
If Kane's right, that means Trump has 24 hours. The president's being presented with options. On top of airstrikes, Admiral Cooper also reportedly briefed the president on seizing the strait, a ground assault on the coastline and strategic islands, which would be a shame for Iran because today they're celebrating Persian Gulf Day. Here's a quote from the gay Ayatollah. Foreigners who come from thousands of kilometers away with greedy intentions have no place there except at the bottom of the waters. Tough talk from a guy with no lips. And the only ships at the bottom of the water are Iranian. We've also turned around 44 vessels heading into and out of their ports. We even seized some. What's the regime done about it? Nothing, because they can't. The troops aboard the USS New Orleans have been enforcing the embargo in the Arabian Sea, intimidating any possible blockade runners. The USS Gerald Ford still seeing action. It's stationed in the Red Sea. We have 3 carriers in the region and a lot of firepower. The State Department's drumming up an international naval alliance in conjunction with Central Command to secure safe passage through the strait. And Friday's the deadline to get on board. We'll see if we have any takers. But America's alliances are ironclad compared to Iran's. A new Middle East is forming, and all the regime can do is watch. The Arabs and the Jews are forging a military and financial alliance. Israel just shared the Iron Dome system with the UAE. First time Israel's ever been that generous with the system. And OPEC is starting to break. The UAE just became a free agent, and they're building pipelines that skip the strait. Iran's sugar daddies, Russia and China, they're on the sidelines. You want to talk about a quagmire? Putin's getting nowhere in Ukraine, and China's economy is starting to crack. The whole Indo-Pacific is swimming with American sailors. Our special forces there have been conducting search and seizure training exercises along our Philippine allies. What are we hearing from the Iranians? They're begging us to drop the blockade. And the gay Ayatollah just announced he's going to guard his nuclear tech like his borders. President Trump says, sure you are.
We want to get the nuclear dust. It's way down there. You need excavators and everything to get it. But we want to get it. We'll take it one way or the other. We'll get it. We'll either get it or we'll take it.
CENTCOM's already drawn up a plan to seize the uranium. The CENTCOM commander briefed the president on that today, so we're ready. The Iranians aren't.
It's actually seditious, in my opinion. You read the New York Times, you actually think they're winning the war. They're sitting in a cave and all their leaders are dead. Everyone's dead around them. Missiles are all over the place. They have no Navy, they have no Air Force, they have no nothing. We can fly right over the middle of Tehran without being shot at because they have no anti-aircraft. They have nothing. And they're reading that they're winning the war. They're trying to figure it out. They get the New York Times, I guess, in some form, and they think we're crazy.
Usually the country with the dead leaders and no military are the ones who lost. You know, the ones whose country's surrounded by aircraft carriers and can't trade. But if the Times can't define what a woman is, I'm not surprised they can't see victory. Senator Dick Blumenthal, who lied about fighting in Vietnam but is still somehow a senator, says the terrorists have us exactly where they want us.
America never succeeds in war unless the American people are behind it. And if what you're seeing as success now is winning, I would hate to see what losing looks like.
The negative nature in which you characterize the incredible and historic effort in Iran is part of the reason, Senator, why the American people view it the way they do. It's why I looked out at our press corps at the Pentagon and called them the Pharisees in the press. And it's defeatist Democrats like you that cloud
This
the
was a
mind of American
fantastic
people.
power struggle yesterday, by the way.
The Falcons were beating the Patriots 28-3. But they had Tom Brady. All Iran has is the gay Ayatollah, and he has no legs, lips, and missiles that can't shoot straight. Secretary of War Hegseth was on the Hill today for round 2. And guess whose side Democrats are on?
There's no evidence that we are safer because of this war. We did not have any evidence that Iran intended to imminently attack this country in any way, shape, or form. So I disagree with your assessment that we are under threat.
Do you not believe them when they say death to America?
Listen, our adversaries use rhetoric all the time.
The Iranians have been screaming death to America at the top of their lungs for 50 years, and the Democrats are just saying, yeah, they don't really mean it. All those Iranian missiles we took out, what does she think they were for? Decoration? The Democrats have no credibility on safety. All these people getting raped and murdered is because Democrats either let criminals into the country or keep letting them out of jail. Pocahontas didn't even want to talk about the war. All she wanted to talk about was war crimes, the white-collared kind.
The Financial Times reported that your broker tried to buy hundreds of shares in a BlackRock fund invested in defense companies just before the war began. The law clearly prohibits the Secretary.
That entire story is false, has been from the beginning, and was made up out of whole cloth. And anybody that looks at it sees how it was worded from the beginning to make it look like I was involved in something I had nothing to do and never have. I'm not looking for money. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for profit. I don't do it for stocks. And that's part of the reason why I'm able to be effective in this job, because no one owns me.
Warren wants to make Pete into the Wolf of Washington.
Did you, through your broker at Morgan Stanley or otherwise, seek to invest in any defense-related funds right before Trump started the Iran war?
I'll give it to you as a big, fat negative.
Then let me ask you a second question. Is your broker getting your personal sign-off?
Karen alert. Karen alert.
On any investment in individual stocks?
Bigger, fatter, negative.
He's not getting your sign-off before he makes investments in defense stocks? Can I refer you to
I'm not making investments, Senator.
Nancy Pelosi's worth $300 million. Why doesn't Warren walk down the hall and ask her about insider trading?
Ask her, yeah.
They didn't just want to put Pete in prison. They want to fit him for the guillotine.
Back in World War II,
$5 billion went missing under her.
Nazi submarine captains for doing this exact same thing. And guess what the conclusion was? They got executed. Listen to that, Mr. Secretary.
Seth's still frazzled that Pistol Pete double-tapped some coke boats. You seeing a pattern here? Democrats don't want to kill cartels or terrorists. They want to kill an American for fighting them. The military has done an outstanding job. If the Democrats want to attack the administration about anything, attack them about the price of gas. That's in bounds. That's fair, I guess, even though they had gas prices much higher.
The average price of a gallon of gas is now $4.30 in this country.
And you know what? And we're not going to have a nuclear weapon in the hands of Iran. The gas will go down. As soon as the war's over, it'll drop like a rock. There's so much of it. It's all over the place, sitting all over the oceans of the world.
The president knows war isn't cheap and high gas prices are painful, but the thinking is no pain, no gain. And he understands driving season's around the horizon and wants to finish the job. The market had one of its best days of the year today. The Dow was up 800 points. NASDAQ and S&P closed at all-time highs. Earnings from companies like Caterpillar, huge. And the labor market looks rock solid.
Initial jobless claims hitting the wires at 189,000. 189,000. Wow, that is truly incredible. We're looking at levels truly that we probably haven't seen since the late 60s. This is very, very incredible.
So far, despite the gas price spike, the American economy is weathering the war really well. Iran's economy? They're stripping steel off Ferris wheels to build shopping carts to haul cosmetics into the gay Ayatollah's cave.
Wow. Any thoughts, Feisty? I know you got thoughts.
Well, first of all, I can't disagree with him at all. I actually love this guy, by the way.
That's why I start off the show with him.
I really do. I really like this guy. And I was just telling you about the conundrum in Iran. And he just confirmed everything I said. And Trump even said they've got oil floating around, 35 tankers of oil. That they're just, dare come near us, we'll take it. They can't port anywhere.
I think I even have a clip showing all the ships off the coast. I think I know I got it somewhere here. Showing all the ships right off the coast of in the Gulf of America. There's one place. Here we go. Right here. Check this out.
So this is probably going to be a bit of a difficult video for the fake and gay ass wannabe black pill America first crowd. You know, the people who thought for the last 6.5 weeks that if they just tried hard enough and if they lied enough to the American people, they were going to convince us that Donald Trump didn't know what he was doing. This video is not going to be very easy for you to wrap your heads around. You lost, we win. This is a real life view of tankers flowing into United States ports to get filled up with U.S. oil to take back to their countries. Because now the United States is the most dominant oil producer in the world, and it is the most stable source of energy for tankers who used to rely on the Straits of Hormuz to get their energy. For some reason, you were convinced that if you could just keep Iran in this fight long enough, they were going to win some type of moral victory. But what you didn't understand is that Donald Trump is not an immediate gratification leader. He has an objective, a stated objective, one that has been laid out for everyone to read in the National Security Strategy document that he is not going to deviate from. There are no moral victories when you are trying to dethrone the globalist agenda by removing the agents of chaos in the Iranian regime in the Middle East, the primary chokehold to energy resources that the globe relied on. You are not going to win a moral victory when Donald Trump is attempting to shift energy dominance from that region to this region. While you were busy getting pats on the butt and attaboys from the Antifa Discord servers full of bot and sock puppet armies and chasing foreign influencer click dollars, Donald Trump was reshaping the globe. And everybody knows it but you. You see, even though we're still experiencing some higher gas prices in the short term, because there are still globalists that have control over the speculators who drive up the price of oil, but that's not going to last for long. American businesses and investors understand that this was a massive economic victory for the United States. The S&P 500 is now right back to where it was the day before the Iranian conflict started. And the Dow Jones is just 234 points away from being right back where it was also. So now that the globalists know what that means, they have lost the battle.
So if they're not pricing a long-term futures war, what does that mean? The markets price what they think they see coming, and they never suffered that much when this started, and we're already climbing back. What does that mean? I mean, it's just a logic math sample.
Zero out?
No, it literally means they know what's going on, they get what's going on, and the real battle isn't with the U.S. and its ability to fulfill her needs. It has nothing to do.
It's the battle with whoever has been controlling things like oil.
Let's think about it. Let's talk about who's been controlling global trade. You already know that answer. Iran was their proxy state, right?
Right.
So who's been controlling global state? Let's go back to who prices the insurance. That's Lloyd's of London. Where do they get the risk estimates from? From inside Brussels. The organization that does it, it's a UN organization, and you've got an Iranian sitting on that board. And no, I said Brussels. I meant literally sits inside City of London.
London, yeah.
It's the only UN office that literally sits in the City of London, and they determine risk. Lloyd's of London prices on that risk.
So they determine the risk, but they also provide the risk, don't they?
Yes, but isn't that a nice little win-win?
Right. They provide the risk in the form of the IRGC and
it's
Iran.
an economic terrorism.
Right. Oh my God!
And who's writing the rules? Remember my triangle of the order?
Yep.
Who's writing those rules? Brussels. Who's now looking at the member countries of the EU are literally being told by Trump, "We'll pull out of your country too." He's getting the EU members.
He's presenting a case for it first. He's had plenty of reason, I'm sure. He's had
hell yeah, he's presenting a case. When did Europe get their last oil? Remember? April 11th.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So now they have no choice but to buy from the U.S. And look at the Gulf. It's kind of full, isn't it? He literally has redirected the trade. You want to hold Iran hostage? You want to use them as a proxy state in your war? You got to buy the oil from us.
Holy cow. So oh my gosh. So this is why when you see Hegseth up there being grilled, thinking he's being grilled, this is why that's a power struggle. That confidence that he's exuding is 100% legit. He knows.
Like I said, we know that Iran can no longer drill. Right? They have no place to put the oil. Scott Bessent's been telling us about it. They have no place to put the oil. We already know that the Iranian economy is tanking. Unemployment's going up. You stop drilling, which is the engine of their economy. That unemployment goes off the charts. That's worse than 2008.
I thought they stopped drilling already, right?
It was yesterday, I think it was. But don't quote me because I've been kind of buried. I'm only catching it on the side. But just think of all the service industries that now go down because the oil's not stopped running. And like I said, Trump has no timeline. He is literally starving a beast, and that beast isn't even Iran. It's going through some pain right now. It needs to happen.
Yeah.
But who's the real beast he's starving?
Brussels and City of London.
Brussels and City of London. The power brokers, right? The enabler layers, all of that whole thing that I've very carefully tried to line up for you. So if you see this battle going on and you recognize that the New World Order is being eradicated right before your very eyes, and then you just sit back and do what Sean does, right? Because this is exactly what Trump is doing. He's in no hurry. He's got his enemy square, right? And there's nothing they can do about it. And what is happening in our Gulf? We're selling oil. So I know it's going to take a little bit for it to level out.
Yeah.
But what you just saw with the Gulf, what you just saw with the stock market and the jobs, right? We've got the lowest unemployment we've had since my working life. And so if you know this is happening here, imagine when all of this clears up, we go through the roof.
Man.
If we can do this in the midst, right? And like I said, Trump isn't sitting here with any sense of urgency because if we're doing this in the midst of all this crises,
we're about to have a fantastic summer.
The boomerang only gets stronger, right? we will just go through. You put an end to some of this, and there's no telling what we have no ceiling.
You can almost by figuring this out, you can almost predict what their. I feel like you can almost predict what their counters are going to be,
Well, the counters you're watching in Congress.
They're running out of counters at this point.
And remember, we've talked about this before. What is their goal? They were trying to wait out Trump. The waiting out Trump means we're going to block him every step of the way.
Yeah.
And what you saw, I was just saying that the Hegseth-Kane hearings in the House yesterday, the Senate today. You watched power struggles.
Yeah.
You watched those battles. I've actually, for this deck, for the deck for Monday, I actually detailed several of them that are in the news today. So I'm just saying we are in the best possible position. And for those that think everything is controlled, no. You control the activities, not the players. The players you watch squirm. And that's what we're watching.
And it's glorious. I'd
Right.
almost rather have that, though.
Right. It's glorious to watch because you know they're really squirming.
Because yes, I mean, what would you rather have? Would you rather be watching 100% a show?
No.
Or would you rather be watching the bad actors squirm? I know I'd rather watch the bad actors squirm.
We are watching a very well planned battle plan.
It's orchestrated.
Being played
Make
out
no
in front
mistake.
of us.
Yeah, but
Oh, he knows exactly what he's doing and when he's doing it. Yeah. He's like a conductor going.
Not even just him.
Let's throw this out. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I'm telling you, as you watch it play out, and you see what's happening to try to stop him, it's almost laughable as to how inept they are anymore.
No, it's very laughable.
Right down to Tom Tillis and his bullshit.
It was laughable when he, at the end of his first term, into the.
Did you hear him today talk about his third term?
This being his or next.
Oh, now he's in his third term now. I put in my chat room.
It's called trolling. You like to do a little trolling.
How about that Coggon channel I set up? Kind of the research kind of worth its weight in gold right now, don't you think?
This is it's masterful, really, when you think about it.
I'm telling you. And there's let me make this comment. I think President Trump is the perfect person to be doing this thing, right? He's the disruptor.
I've thought about it. I'm trying to think about other individuals.
In fact, I start my deck on Monday with the whole idea of what the disruptor is. And I'm telling, as a disruptor, he was the only person that could do this. But by 28, and I've looked at, I'm getting blurry-eyed from the things I've been looking at, reading, researching. This whole thing is done by 2028, fiscal year 28, which is September of 27. This whole thing is done. The next administration gets a clean, unhindered government.
Wow, totally different president. You don't need a disruptor anymore. You need somebody else.
You need a builder.
Which is Trump.
Well, Trump isn't going to be that one.
Not going to be that
He's
one.
grooming his replacement now.
Doesn't strike me as Vance.
Whether it does or it doesn't, he's grooming his replacement now.
Builder.
Somebody that understands full well where we've come from.
You know,
and knows full well where we're going. Now go up to the White House website and look at all those futuristic plans that they've been putting up there.
There's a couple individuals that I feel like have been making a case, or I feel like is setting themselves up or being set up for a position coming up soon. One of them being Elena Haba. She kind of went dark for a minute and is starting to reveal herself more. I don't know, but she seems maybe suited for something in the DOJ. DeSantis has been really surprising.
He's also being groomed.
Something's.
And I don't know I don't know. We can sit and
I hope it doesn't
speculate all
end
we
at
want.
governor.
Neither. I hope the same. But like I said, we can speculate all we want. But I'm telling you, the actions he's taking right now, he is grooming his replacement. And for God's sakes, for people that want to vote for him again, the man is almost 80 years old.
I don't want him to run.
I would love for him. Well, I would love for him to be able to enjoy the rest of his life with a Mai Tai.
Yeah,
or even though he doesn't drink. But I mean, at some point, well done, good and faithful soldier, right?
That's right.
At some point.
Ann Boyer, Shell G, and Ann Boyer says Rubio. I've seen a lot of Rubio.
A lot of people are saying, well, he's been, and I was totally against him, and I'm mea culpa in my own chat because I was not happy that he made Rubio Secretary of State. But I'll tell you, I don't mind being wrong on that one because this man's been doing a fantastic job.
A pleasant surprise.
Did you see where he came out pretending to be taking the job of the press secretary the other day? Yesterday?
Yeah, Rubio funny? I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't. Well, it just shows you what kind of sense of humor he has.
Tulsi's been making a good case.
So is Radcliffe, by the way, in the background.
Did you see Susie Wiles has she just created an X account?
Did she?
She did.
That's interesting. She's got somebody that's doing X for her because she's not a social media person.
No shit. She's definitely not social media person. All right, that'll be the end of that clip. And so we got other situations going on. We got the 22 daycares FBI raided. Okay, we're gonna have to do this. This is what we should do right now. This is the surveillance. New surveillance video from White House Correspondents' Dinner. The moment the wannabe assassin tried to breach.
Fox News alert, the Justice Department just released new video from the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Senior national correspondent Kevin Cork with more. Kevin.
Jesse. Shout out to Kevin Cork.
This newest video, released not long ago by the U.S. Attorney for the District, Ginny Pirro, shows Cole Allen wandering around the Washington Hilton the day before and the night of the attack. And there's a fascinating image of a service dog seemingly sniffing out the alleged would-be assassin just before he sprints past the mags. Now, Saturday's images show a relaxed Cole wandering around the hallways, strolling, even appearing to look around at various doorways and possible exits. That was Friday, by the way. He also spent part of his Friday checking out the gym, which, given his physique, may have been his first time ever inside of one. There, he smiled and chatted up a staffer, wandered around again a bit before he eventually bailed. But the next night, he's actually behind a doorway in the upper right, upper left part of your screen there. Yep. And check out the service animal. It appears to want to engage the shooter, but the handler pulls the dog back. And then moments later, Allen emerges with a shotgun in hand.
The handler was grilling. Look. The guy in that door with the dog lets the dog go in there. Dog comes back out, and he's standing there by the door, staring inside there with that door open, it looks like, the right side.
Moments later,
one of those bifold doors. Meanwhile, they're currently setting up metal detectors.
They're tearing them down.
Oh, they're tearing them down. Why would they be tearing them?
Because the event was already going on. The door had been sealed to the ballroom. So they were tearing them down because whoever was supposed to be in the ballroom was in there. Remember, they sealed the doors.
Right.
So this guy couldn't get into the ballroom. So they were taking down the one on the right. They had just put it on the floor.
Right. The timing. Wow.
Allen emerges with a shotgun in hand and gets off.
Imagine. I'm just sitting here imagining if I'm this Secret Service guy here on the... Here, let me pull up the screen share. If I'm this guy here on the right, I'm just imagining if I'm him, right? Like you said, the events currently ongoing. The doors are sealed, so really, they're probably thinking to themselves, "All right, it's not."
They're definitely relaxed, right?
Right. What's the likelihood it's going to be somebody that's inside the building already at this point? So
Allen
just relax. And it's really this guy down here who has his eye down here in the hall the whole time.
There's a female police officer who was the first to take a shot.
This is the only female I see.
With a shotgun in hand.
I see it in the other one.
I think this.
See, this is a guy.
He's got his gun drawn already on him.
They knew something wasn't right.
Emerges with a shotgun in hand.
His head. Oh, man. To be him, he's got his head, and then,
and he's Secret Service.
Yeah, and
it's the police that responded quicker.
And gets off.
See, too bad that first footage that we watched was it was recorded with a potato, literal. We couldn't really see it. And Johnny suspected that the gunman shot him. That's why he bent down That's why he's suspected he bent down like that.
At least one.
But I don't think that's the case.
One
now.
shot before sprinting past agents, allegedly falling down right into the hands of other agents, somehow managing to avoid being hit despite a hail of gunfire aimed in his direction. Now, all this, by the way, Jesse, happening on a day that his lawyers argued that despite being armed to the teeth with multiple weapons during that alleged commission of a crime, that Allen shouldn't remain in custody because he has no priors, because he apparently went to church and only had a pump-action shotgun.
Oh, wow.
Now, for the record, he was carrying a fully loaded 12-gauge Mossberg Maverick with an extended mag. Prosecutors previously released a selfie showing him heavily armed, including a .38 semi-automatic handgun and multiple knives. Meantime, the head of the U.S. Secret Service, Sean Curran, today defended the security protocol Saturday night, saying the site was set up perfectly and that he wouldn't change the site again. He also said the agent hit by gunfire Saturday was not the victim of friendly fire. Allen, for his part, has yet to enter a plea. His next hearing is coming up May 11th. And again, I just want to reiterate, kudos to the handler of the service animals. I wish they had let the dog sort of check out that doorway, because it looked like to me, Jesse, the dog knew that guy was behind that door.
Yeah, you know, these dogs, they're trained to sniff for explosives, narcotics. I wonder what hit that dog when his nose went through that doorway.
They're also trained to sniff.
Yeah, it does make you wonder, because you're right.
For
pheromones,
gunpowder. Gunpowder.
Some of them can smell the explosives. They can. Maybe the dog has been trained to sniff out gunpowder. Who?
I feel like the dog probably sniffing out fear or nervous energy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like dogs are pretty good.
Well, they're good barometers, that's for sure. But these animals are specifically trained for contraband kind of stuff.
Imagine being that guy though with the dog and knowing that you were literally standing watching him. What did you?
Well, let me point out something, and I can almost understand it since I had a retired dog. I had a Belgian Malinois that had been retired. He'd been wounded. He would have, even if the dog suspected, he would have barked, even if he was obeying. And the dog didn't bark.
I can't.
So that's the only thing I can say is that I know that. I mean, Dakota, when I would say sit, he sat. He did everything he was trained to do. But if something wasn't right, he would sit and bark.
Yeah.
But he would not let it go.
Yeah.
The weapon had been fired previously. I just don't know. Or maybe he just smelled the scent of Allen and was like, that person shouldn't be behind that door, and wanted to simply engage.
Right as the timing.
Mm-hmm.
He waited for the dog and him.
Of Allen.
And then the
was
dog
like,
backs
that person
off,
shouldn't.
And he literally, right as he backs off.
Well, to be very honest, if I were Allen behind that door, I would know, because that dog is going to react eventually.
Yeah,
that was his window. That's the only window he had.
Oh yeah.
Be behind that door and wanted to simply engage.
I mean, what are we talking? 2 seconds from when he decides
he
to
had
turn the
he
other
had no
direction?
other.
Oh,
think about it. That dog would have prevented it.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like I said, even when the dog is obeying, the dog would have pulled back and sat like he's told.
Yeah. Yep.
But he would have reacted, and the dog hadn't barked.
That's right.
Yet.
Maybe he just.
That's the only thing I could say. If you're only talking a mere couple of seconds, you're talking the reaction time of scent.
Watch.
The scent of Allen
Dogs
and was like, that person
pointing.
shouldn't be behind
1,
that
1,000,
door,
2,
and wanted
1,000,
to simply
3,
engage.
Not even 3 1,000, and he's gone.
Whatever or whomever.
Now, what I am
was behind
surprised about is that handler didn't let the dog go.
That's my next thought too.
Because the dog is trained, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that he didn't release the dog.
The door. I think it's a fascinating element.
And why did this guy run the other way?
Well, if you recall, the hall is
Or is that 3 women?
Whatever. Or
I can't tell.
That's 2 women and a guy right there. and you see as soon as they watch him go by, you see them all flinch at the same time.
To simply engage what
see now they all see him,
whatever or whomever.
Oh, that's probably when he fired a shot straight ahead. But this woman goes the other direction.
You remember when Trump said he was a blur?
Yeah.
Wow.
In that door, I think it's a fascinating element to this story and one that we'll certainly follow up on.
Absolutely, probably.
Wow, those should not be cops. Because
I am disappointed.
Run away from fire.
I am disappointed in the reactions. Yes.
Not of everybody,
but I said that.
Some of them, yeah.
I said that from the beginning. There's something off.
Yeah.
DEI is really screwed around with our.
There you go. I think that's the right response, because you got these guys all respond appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
They turn and face.
Well, certainly
the danger when some of these officers literally bolt
and wanted to simply engage whatever or whomever.
See, 1, 2, 3, and even the guy with the dog
was behind that door. I think it's a fascinating element to this story and one that we'll certainly follow up on.
Absolutely.
Then you got those other Secret Service that came through the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Here, thanks so much.
That was just from the sound of fire, the gunshot that got them through the doors, I'm sure. And then
that's what I'm saying. There's, and Trump has given him kudos, but
yep.
I haven't heard him say anything negative anyway. He's letting them take care of their own ranks.
That's Sean Curran.
In my view, if I were in charge of these people, I would be doing some serious review of their personnel files.
You're right.
Because it was very disappointing. Now, the good thing is, the really good thing is that the ballroom was sealed off and that there was no way he was going to get inside there.
Right. He was upstairs. He would have had to go on up a total flight of stairs.
But remember they said he was shooting at the door? So whatever happened there, we don't have that video, but the fact that he couldn't have gotten into the ballroom says that proper security protocol was followed. Now, security protocol is followed doesn't mean it was meted out fully properly. And there's a bunch of people there that I would be calling in front of me and asking for a badge.
Oh, absolutely. Well, so this has me thinking too. I guess the more people you have there that would turn and face the danger would be seen as doing the job, or would it be okay if in a situation like that would it be more appropriate for them to leave it to Secret Service and not get in the way?
No, they normally have a combined local and federal. That isn't the issue at all.
Okay.
That's standard. Because your local have a better feel for the nuances of the venue and all of that. And let it go. Let it go with that.
Yeah.
But the problem we've had is not that we don't have the personnel. It's that they're not, or even the protocols. They're just people aren't doing their jobs well.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
And I do hope something about that comes out. That response was very disappointing. I said that from the jump before we even played the video.
That's too bad. So here's the
good reason to get rid of DEI, though, right?
You're not kidding. So DOJ releases new high-resolution footage of Cole Allen rushing through the metal detectors with a gun during the assassination attempt. So here's the full video, about 1:38. Let's check it out. See if there's anything we missed. Oh, what was that? So what I want to know is, did he have the gun before or after he entered?
He had it. I think it was hidden in that room.
Did he? So he had it, or did somebody else hide it in the room for him? I think is
I don't
what they're
know.
trying to figure out.
But something's
too.
not right there. That whole situation with that room
Right.
has me questioning.
Yep.
I mean, we saw him walking towards
Who's that
the
fellow?
metal dirt. You see, we saw him walking towards the metal
Oh, that was him.
detectors. Yeah. The one that just went into the room, that was him. Very casual. And then he comes
He's
out
talking
swinging.
to him. Feisty, he's talking to him.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing in there? You can hear it, right?
I can see his
So
bottom
why
jaw
did he
moving,
pull
yeah.
the dog back and not release the dog?
He even shook his head no. He said something. He said something right there. He's saying something right now.
Uh-huh.
I can tell
I
by your
said.
stature. Yeah, he's talking to him.
And the dog is ready to engage. You see
And
it.
then he walks away.
Now, since when, as a security, do you turn your back on somebody that obviously doesn't belong there?
Yeah, I want to know what he told them. I want to know what he told them. So Sean Curran says that security was solid. And maybe this is making the case
I don't
for
think
it,
I don't
but-
think he was talking about the players. I think the protocol was solid.
Protocol, okay. And I've seen a lot of people say that too, Shell G. I've seen a lot of people say, but I feel like I got a pretty good response to why Vance was taken out so quick. First of all, they get two totally separate details, right?
Mm-hmm.
They work independently. Like Vance travels with Vance, protects him and his family, protects him, and then his family has their own too. And then Trump has his that are.
But Trump came out and said he was giving his detail a hard time. He did not want to leave.
Right.
He said it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
To me, that's where the conversation.
That's where the issue comes in.
Yeah.
It's not who went out first. It's Trump stood there and said, I want to watch. And they said, now, sir. And he finally acquiesced, but he did not want to go. Vance and his wife went running.
Yep.
Which I agree with him doing that. Why? Lucia's pregnant.
Yeah.
He's got to go into husband protector mode.
Shout out to Phil the dog who just with the cookie. Thank you, bro. With a better footage of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
K9 detects Cole Allen and tries to follow him to another room. The handler pulls the K9 away, as you said, keep saying Feisty. A second later, the shooter runs out of the same room with a rifle in his hand. I want to know what's in that room, if there's another room inside that room.
What is that room? Is that the gym?
What? Yeah, what is that?
Because I have a feeling that might be the gym. Or a room to the gym, which would be why he went in the night before. So, but I don't know. I haven't been in the Hilton in years, so I can't speak to it.
Is he walking around like he's like an employee or something?
Yeah, he's walking like he belongs there.
What's he got? Has he got something on his shoulder? A bag or something? Looks like it.
And the dog is concerned. Handler pulls the dog back.
I see his mouth moving.
Yeah. That dog is not comfortable.
He's got his mouth open right now, and he's saying something to him. And
he starts to pull back. Since when do you turn your back?
Oh, no.
That's the part that got me. Is this guy needs to be fired now.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you literally just let the... Damn. That's a bad look. He must be hating himself right now. Like
I don't care if he's hating himself.
You literally just let that
He
guy...
sucks at his job. He needs to go.
I mean...
Now you see what I'm getting at.
I mean...
The protocol is fine.
Bro,
But if you got morons that are fulfilling the protocol, it doesn't matter how well the plan is laid out. This guy turned his back on somebody that didn't belong there. Since when? And he's got the canine.
Right after you turn your back, bro. And you got the canine, like you just said, Feisty.
Mm-hmm.
Homeboy's hoofing it.
That
See the bald guy?
That rifle was inside the room. He didn't go in with that. He retrieved it.
You don't think he went in with that?
No, he didn't. Go look.
So he went in there, took his jacket off too, I think. Is he wearing a jacket?
He's got some kind of jacket. When he came running out, it didn't have a jacket on. Whether he put it together in there or he retrieved it, he didn't go in with that gun.
So
this pisses me off.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I know.
The more
Me
you
too.
play it,
I
the
know.
more angry I get.
I'm sorry. But
I'm serious. I'm sitting here looking at this going, you're a flippin' moron.
Yeah.
Why does he have a job?
the guy walks in there. If the guy didn't walk in there, if Cole Allen wasn't even downstairs, would we have ever even seen the dog? Would we have ever seen the guy? I feel like the dog only comes out because he walks in there. Okay, so you can kind of see
led
it
him.
back.
You see that,
you
right?
You see it down here at the bottom of the screen, I think, unless that's a mirror. Yeah, no. Okay, yeah. Back down here. It's not a mirror. You see the guy walk through here with the dog. Okay?
Uh-huh.
He walks in here and watch down here. I don't know what this is. I thought it was a mirror, but you see the dog. See? There's him and the dog in the leash.
It's a
The dog is literally inspecting Cole.
Right. That's what I mean.
The
There's
dog
your
didn't
failure.
go to anybody else. There's so many other people in
There's
this.
your failure right there.
Oh, man. The dog was
And
literally doing the best job.
I hope his sorry ass is on the breadline because he does not deserve to do that job, especially since he's a handler. You're supposed to be a cut above.
Whoa. Whoa. Is that even a hallway? What is that? Is that a stairwell? It
looks like an alcove, like there's an entrance going through. This looks like a main hallway.
To a stairwell, maybe?
I don't think that's a stairwell. I think it's what do you call it? Foyer kind of setup.
The dog went in the fucking room. The dog went in, all the way in.
And the guy's pulling him back. Telling you, the more I see it, the angrier I get.
He's talking to him. Bro, what did you say to him? I need to know what you said to him.
That's what pisses me off right there. He turned his back.
It was the guys falling over, cops falling over. You guys call yourselves cops?
Talk about Keystone, right?
Holy shit. Good looking out there, Filter Dog. Yeah, we just need to stick Feisty on him.
I'm telling you, every time I see it, I get angrier.
Okay, playback speed. Okay, I'm off. Thank you.
I know you're just going to trigger me. I know.
Thank you, Krista, for the cookie. We don't know any details like how long he has been this dog's handler, etc. That's a good point.
It's a good point, but still.
Yeah.
Okay, If that's the case, if he was the handler for 10 minutes, he shouldn't be on this detail. Yeah. Exactly.
And what are these cops just doing there? I mean, it's like you guys state workers now at this point.
Well, it's a tea party.
And I think that is all women. I think all three of them are women.
Yeah, there was one
Right
chick.
as he looks away, too.
Couldn't even pull her gun. It is a classic example of you do this, your ass is out of here.
Yeah.
This needs to be shown in every training class because this was bad.
And the reason he bent over, and I saw Amber, you said it in the chat. He's struggling to get his gun out of the holster, and it looks like he takes the shot right here. The officer down here at the bottom of the screen.
Well, you can see if you look, you can see something's coming out of that gun.
That's 2 shots.
So
Two
shots.
2 shots. Yeah.
And here he is. I mean, we were talking broadside of the barn, right? He's 3 feet away? And Cole Allen didn't get hit?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's not easy to hit a moving target, even if it's close.
I agree that it's not easy to hit a moving target.
One,
but you
and
might
that
as well
shot,
be
that shot probably went behind him.
Which would be why those 3 women ducked.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Bet you that round is in the wall over there.
Oh, my God. Yep. That's the guy with the dog. Where's the dog?
The dog ran away.
Oh my gosh, this is a fucking shit show.
He tied the dog to the holster.
All right, so there's that, and then in the interest of time, there's where is it? The other video of him casing the joint out.
Yeah.
Which I had.
We already played that. That was the day before.
We hadn't played it
Going
yet.
down the hallway, and he stops at the elevator and he points out the door.
April 24th.
And how the hell he didn't know there were cameras catching every minute of it? I don't know.
What, of him casing out the joint?
Hotels are filled with cameras.
Right. He knew. That's why it was a suicide mission, like you said.
Mm-hmm. He was, it's suicide by cop. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I totally missed some thank yous. We got Jed Hall. I think I got that, Dylan. I got that. Chiro Kathy. Hey, good to see you out there, Chiro Kathy. Says, hello, Foxhole family. Thank you for the phone. God bless.
Hello.
Yes. It's Hot Tamale just gifted a 3-month diamond tier subscription.
Oh, my God.
Whoa. And, hey, Ash claimed it. Or did Hot Tamale donate it to Ash? Wow. God bless you. Thank you so much, Hot Tamale. And thank you, Phil the dog, Krista, and Krista with another cookie. This guy and the DEI couldn't holster a gun to save her life. Chick needed to be put in charge of window washing at this point.
I know. I don't know if I'd do that either. He's got to go clean up the dog park.
And he's talking to her with all shitting and grinning. No priors ever. And he should be released.
No.
Yeah. I don't see Homeboy getting released anytime soon. You imagine the uproar? Yeah.
No, he won't last long outside.
No, he wouldn't. exchange words with her. I'm curious what he said to her. All right, so there's that. I need to know. There must be footage of him placing the gun down there.
I don't know if he placed it or if he went in and put it together, but he didn't go in with it together.
No, definitely not.
He may have had it close to his body under his arm. I don't know.
Approximately 3 minutes pass.
And he's casing out all the doors.
No. Oh, he's coming back down again.
Mm-hmm. His room is obviously not too far down that road, that hallway.
This is the day after, 8:23 p.m. When did it happen? It was on
Sunday, wasn't it?
which was
26th.
Yes.
Was it 25th or 26th?
No, it wasn't
25th.
Sunday. It was Saturday.
Saturday.
It was
the
Saturday
25th.
night. It was this was the night, the 25th.
Yeah, Saturday the 25th.
And there is was Peacoat.
According to 12 Popcorn, the
Oh,
women
this is leading right
are
up to it.
unarmed TSA agents. Excuse me?
Oh, TSA?
Why the hell are they there?
Yeah. This was literally leading right up to it. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the hallway. Oh, so
But
the
at some point he
gym-
put on a coat,
No, the gym is down at the other end of that hall.
right? And I'll
And then
bet you
he
he came
leaves-
in one door and down the other. See, now he's got the coat on.
Wait a minute. He's got the gun on him. Look at the way he's walking.
Yeah.
Watch. Okay, I think he's got it
Right there. Right under his
along-
right.
Yeah. Look at the way see how his left arm is swinging and the right arm is staying put?
Yeah, he's holding it still.
Yeah, and it's kind of puffy out on the right side too. Wow. Did he just walk past the girl in that gym too all nonchalant? Oh no, he goes in through that side door. That's right. He's definitely carrying it right here though. Look at the noticeable difference in his walk and the jacket. Okay.
But I don't think it may not be fully together though, because the gun
Yeah,
is
maybe not.
longer than that jacket.
Yeah. Wow. Diabolical.
That ooh.
Yeah, dude.
Oh. I am so pissed at that little piece right there.
I know. He walks in awfully confident with his arm up like that. Why is
He's holding
how's
it.
he holding it in place like that though? All right.
Holding the barrel maybe?
I've seen that enough times.
And you see now rewind it just a hair. With him running. He doesn't have his coat on. See,
Yeah, he left his jacket.
he's got a shorter jacket on. It's hard to see that. It's a blur, but
He is so lucky to not be dead.
that's because you had sheer incompetence all around him.
Well, I know. We're better off having him alive, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing. You know, dead men don't talk. If this was a setup, they just screwed up. Right? Go all the way back.
What do you mean?
Inside jobs. You get rid of your.
Oh, yes.
You get rid of the players, right? Seth Rich. What did they got rid of? Got rid of the 2 Antifa guys.
That's right. That's
and
right.
his 13 guys.
Chris, he does have the shoulder sling. And I think in those selfies he took, you can see. Yeah, you can see that he has the shotgun holstered in a way, and I don't think it's fully put together though.
He did not expect to live.
No.
This cracked. I just. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
Just want to say thank you.
And then this is how the Secret Service pretty much.
Yeah, they look like the Keystone Cops. They're all literally tripping over each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the part that gets me. If this were in a rural town where you don't have a lot of crime, okay. This is the other shot. This is inside the ballroom. But you're in the heart of the capital of D.C. I mean, the capital of the country, right? In the heart of D.C. You're supposed to be trained better than this. If this isn't a reason to get rid of DEI, I don't know what is. Because nobody's safe with that kind of shit on the streets.
Who was the... Yeah, no, that's a good point. Who was the other guy that got shot?
They said one of the Secret Service agents.
Is that this guy here?
But he refused to go to the hospital he didn't need to go.
That's not what this looks like. Who the heck is that? There's somebody on the ground. Who the hell was that?
Is that him?
I don't think so.
He was on the floor like that. That carpet is the same.
I don't think that's him. I think that's one of the Secret Service. Either that or somebody else. I don't know. Here's the and then finally here's the screenshots he took.
Mm-hmm.
And I see the mags here. What is number 2? What am I looking at down here? Satchel, or is that the shotgun?
He had also, that looks like a satchel. He also had several rounds. He had 2 knives.
There's a knife.
Handguns, rounds, and a rifle.
This looks like the handgun. I don't know.
But he also had 2 knives on him. And that looks like that's on his side. Over there on, you see it? That looks like the 2 knives.
These are the the clips, magazines.
Those are the clips. Well, they said he had 2 knives, some rounds, a handgun, and a shot. I thought it was 2 handguns and a shotgun.
Fucking idiot. Well, you just made yourself famous, bud. Anyways, there goes that. I don't want to assume you have all night. You got time for one more topic? Or
I got all you want. I got coffee in me.
You got
It's only
coffee?
midnight.
All right.
But I'm going to step away for 1 minute.
That's fine. You're going to want to step away for this one.
Why?
Just because earmuffs.
No, that's Dan Bongino. I've been waiting for that.
You've been waiting for this one?
Yeah. I didn't get to. This is one with Hannah shit.
With what? Yeah, no,
Hannity.
not with
Is
Hannity.
that the one with?
No,
Oh,
this
it
is the
isn't?
one with Hannity. No.
Okay.
All right. So he says, I'm going to say something to you that you really need to digest and tattoo on your brain. That's all I'm going to preface this with.
Let me tell you something. There are two people you need to be really cautious of, because I'm going to say something to you you really need to digest and tattoo on your brain. I'm going to hit it in the beginning of the show with a powerful message you need to hear. There are a lot of scumbags in this business.
Yeah, no kidding.
An unusual amount of scumbags. Problem is in this space is people like to talk, and they talk a lot about other people. And there's a lot of envy in this space. And people just don't like when other people succeed. But
no kidding.
To allow that envy to overtake you and to imply at some point that someone like Erica Kirk, who lost her husband to an assassination caught on video with the world watched, to imply that Erica was somehow involved in this with some hidden knowledge you never actually disclosed. Folks, I can't imagine. I honestly don't know what to say. I don't. It's like I went through a kind of a personal tragedy not that long ago. And there are times I don't have the words really means I just don't have the words. I don't know why you would do something like this. It can't just be envy. It can't just be I'm a bad person. There's something there I just don't understand. Hat tip Milk Bar TV for this. This is just a compilation of the Candace Owens show and repeated implications that somehow this lovely, beautiful human being, Erica, who's always been there for me and a number of people in the movement, just like Charlie was, is somehow involved in the murder of her husband. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, I don't have the words, man. I just don't understand this. But I just want to show to you before I get to the response that we're not making this up. This is real. Check this out.
But I'm starting to think that the assassination of Charlie Kirk was something akin to a regicide, right? The assassination of a king to install a new ruler who the king would have never approved of. Anyways, back at headquarters, I am told it's business as usual. And it's kind of giving me like, I don't know, LBJ when he gets sworn in that famous picture. Unfortunately, sworn in. Unfortunately, of course, he's sad in this photo. Gosh, he's obviously not wanting to be the president of the United States. JFK was shot and killed. And now LBJ has to step up, unfortunately. But I gotta be honest, I wasn't there. I don't think LBJ was actually that upset. I don't know why. Vibes. The vibes just aren't vibing for me in that picture, knowing, as I do and as Charlie did believe, that LBJ was involved, which then implicates the feds as having been involved, which then implicates the Dallas police station as being involved. I believe Israel was obviously involved, that they were the ones that wanted him dead. When Ben came out swinging, I was going, oh, something's very wrong here. Basically, Erica here is pulling the LBJ. And what I mean by that is as soon as LBJ got into office after JFK's assassination, he reversed course on every single one of JFK's policies. JFK's enemies seemingly became LBJ's friends. Erica appears to be doing that to me.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
What a bitch.
I love doing my show, and it's a talk show. You're supposed to talk. I don't know, man. I see you all have a lot of comments on the chat on this too. I was glad to see Erica, who's a real warrior, come out yesterday, and despite ongoing, not comprehensible, I can't comprehend the grief. I can't, what she's going through, come out yesterday with a very powerful response. And it's about a minute, but I want you to listen to every word of this. I feel an obligation to put this out there to help her correct this sick, deranged, demonic record. Listen to this.
In this culture we're living in, absorbs disagreement as a form of personal betrayal. It turns having an opposing viewpoint into a moral crime worthy of punishment. And here's what I've realized through all of this, truly, having lived through quite literal hell these past 7 months, if you strip someone of their humanity long enough, you will arrive at the chilling conclusion that they don't deserve to exist at all. Every morning I wake up to a new headline lying about me. I have comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO, and I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on. There is a serious epidemic of dehumanization plaguing this country.
Guys, ladies, we're in a really, really dark spot. Because you have a thought in your head and a platform, and that platform for Candace and others is substantial. Don't fake the funk on this and be like, oh, well, she's irrelevant. No, she's not. I was listening to some commentary by Jeremy Boring the other day, formerly, I don't think he's with the Daily Wire anymore, but he was on a show and he gave an accurate assessment. If you're telling yourself like, oh, well, her audience is shrinking. Her audience, folks, I'm in this space. I'm an investor in this space. I watch these numbers because it's in both a personal interest of mine for free speech and a professional interest, because this is where I've invested my life's assets, in free speech and spreading ideas and platforms to do so. Don't kid yourself like, oh, she has a small audience. She doesn't. Her audience is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, on the political commentary side. That is not true, that there's no audience there. No, it's shrinking from whatever, like sky high to, high, which is still really high. I know that because I see clowns and doomers. Justin and I were laughing about it this morning. They do that with our show. The doomers and the Jew haters are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's Spotify. Our video's not on Spotify. We're exclusive to Rumble, you dipshits. So it doesn't matter. Again, don't over-explain. Every time we put out a podcast chart, hey, thanks for the support. Here's what you got, some moron like, well, go with another chart. Then we go with another chart. They do this to me. Don't do that. That's not true with them. Some of these people do have big audiences. People I sincerely disagree with. Hell, I've invested my money in giving people I disagree with an open platform to speak. But don't kid yourself. This is a significant sized tumor in the American body politic. And the best thing you can do is go out there and take it on like Erica bravely did yesterday. You can't ignore it. We have never run from it. We have never run from difficult questions. Some of these people were friends of mine. A couple of them are still friends, and I just don't agree. Folks, speak out.
That was good. That was really good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Didn't really have any much else I wanted to add to that. Nothing that I haven't already said.
I'm really upset at the disrespect.
Yeah, likewise. Very much the same. There's one thing I wanted to get your take on, but real quick, I just had to show this. I know we got a couple Carolinians out there in the chat. School bus carrying 9 children has just crashed into a bridge in Goldsboro, North Carolina earlier today. 6 children have been transported to the UNC Health Wayne, and the bus driver has been airlifted to Duke Hospital. Yeah, this one looks tragic.
No. What the hell happened? Something happened to the bus driver.
It looks like it.
No.
I don't know, but prayers
Something
up.
happened to the bus driver.
Looks like it. I don't know the details, but yeah, that happened. Then this was crazy. Happened in Queens. This is body cam footage was just released. Man sets himself on fire inside Queens home. Sparks explosion, injuring 12, including 8 NYPD officers. Suspect Anrup Parasram. Who was not accounted for, was allegedly intoxicated as well as armed with a knife when he entered the home where his wife and daughter and 2 grandchildren lived. This is horrific.
The guy just lit the house on fire. We had an explosion. Who's left? 6 Sergeant. FD. You guys good? Come here. Have some I can't breathe. Where's my baby? You good? How many more people are in the house?
Oh my God.
Tragic. Devastating. Also, in other news, so Soros-funded New Orleans Sheriff Susan Hudson indicted for prison jailbreak. I don't know what that means. Prison jailbreak. What? DEI disaster. Susan Hudson, handpicked and bankrolled by George Soros.
Boy, that name just always comes up.
It sure does. Just been indicted. So New Orleans, was she the attorney? I'm sorry.
Shades of Rain Evans, right?
Yes.
According to the indictment, the charges stem from Hudson's work as sheriff.
Hey, welcome in, Patriots, and shout out to Belushi for the raid. God bless you, brother. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And like I said, welcome in, Patriots.
During a 4-year window from 2022 to 2026. They include malfeasance in office, filing or maintaining false public records, and obstruction of justice. Hudson also faces some conspiracy counts because her CFO, Bianca Brown, was indicted on the same charges.
This is very serious charges. Many of these carry 10 or more years imprisonment, and these are mostly felonies.
These indictments come after an extensive investigation, Attorney General Liz Murrill says, stemming from the Orleans Parish jailbreak in May of 2025. Shortly after the escapes, Hudson said she would help in finding who was responsible.
We're going to find out exactly what happened, who's responsible, hold them accountable both administratively and criminally.
The Attorney General's office also promised to investigate and says Hudson is responsible. In a statement, Murrill says while Sheriff Hudson did not personally open the doors of the jail for the escapees, her refusal to comply with basic legal requirements and to take even minimal precautions in the discharge of her duties directly contributed to and enabled the escape.
Wow. Was she the sheriff of New Orleans when that
She's the sheriff when that whole thing happened?
On New Year's Day, you remember that?
Oh man, I wonder.
When the guy just drove down that street. Have we ever heard any results to that?
We never heard anything out of that, if you recall.
My goodness. And then I got two more things I wanted to run by you here real quick. I'm going to save that gem for after. No, I'm going to do it now. Got two of them. These two clips, shout out to Mazemore, as always. Mazemore, great account to follow, by the way. I'm been dying to hear your take on this.
Now he's sharing his story.
These two clips, minutes apart in the same 2018 2018 interview really show what a loathsome human being nobody's homie Comey is? Comey starts claiming that it's a dangerous time in America because leaders, he meant Trump, are not tethered to the truth. Notice how Comey says he chooses his words very carefully. Find that interesting. Just like he did with his threat against the president, says Mazemore. Just minutes later in the same interview, Comey smears Trump with lies, saying that Trump may have been peeing on prostitutes in Moscow, even though Comey knows the Steele dossier is discredited and was paid for by Clinton. I can't wait to hear it. Even Democrat operative George Stepp on All of Us knew it was wrong for Comey to have not told Trump that the dossier was funded by his political opponent.
Okay, so there's a lot of missing details in that little screed.
Yep.
Standing at the crossroads of the most controversial election in modern history.
You say it's a dangerous time in our country.
I think it is, and I chose those words carefully. I was worried when I chose the word dangerous first. I thought, is that an overstatement? And I don't think it is.
Why not?
I worry that the norms at the center of this country, we can fight as Americans about guns or taxes or immigration, and we always have. But what we have in common is a set of norms, most importantly, the truth. And if we lose that, if we lose tethering of our leaders to that truth, what are we?
Did you tell him that the Steele dossier had been financed by his...
Let me ask a question.
Okay.
Because he's still choosing his words carefully.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Norms tethering to our leaders, plural.
Yeah.
The center of our country. I mean, he's being very careful with what he says.
Mm-hmm.
And if we've learned anything from President Trump over the last 10 years, have we not learned that bombacity gets the attention you want on a signal?
All right, ask that again. Have we not learned what?
That bombacity gets attention on a signal.
Yeah.
Right?
So you're saying it's possible that the goal here is signal, or rather, either signal
the
or noise.
Signal is something else. Now, what would be wise would be to take that clip and its date and compare it to the timeline as to what came out right after it. It's a signal.
Oh.
What he's doing is signaling. So, and like I said, and Mays has got a great account. I don't fault that.
Yep.
But there's key details that were missing from that screed. Key details.
Yeah.
And I'm not defending, for all of you, I'm not defending Comey. I'll let the justice
Context
figure
matters.
that out.
I get it.
But I will say this, that 8647, the government's going to have a very difficult time because of free speech. That is not going to fly. That case is going to fall like a lead balloon.
Unless they have... Well, so
they've got to have something else. But I'm also going to mind you that 8647 was 8645, 8646, and 8647. They've been using that for years, number one. 8647, Comey put that out in the sand, and I pointed it out in my chat room. It had already been running viral around the internet for a whole month. That was May 15th when he did that. It had been running out since early April. The other thing that I noticed is the very next day, you had the hospital in Gaza blown up.
Oh.
Was he warning of a terrorist strike? It interrupted the peace deals.
Oh.
I don't know those answers, but if we only focus on what they're telling you to focus on, you miss all this other stuff going on.
Wow, there could be comms here.
There could be. So please, I'm not defending anybody here. I'm just saying you can't look at a 30-second slice of time and determine the entire timeline. You can't.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I'm on my soapbox again.
It's fine.
No, I didn't even think I used the term Steele dossier. I just talked about additional material.
But did he have a right to know
The
that?
additional material, the P tapes, right?
Yeah.
Now, can we talk about the P tapes?
Yes.
Because those were added to the dossier. By the way, how many memos are in the dossier? Just asking for a friend. Do you know?
How many memos?
17. 17 memos.
What did he say? Okay.
Okay. So did Clinton pay for them? The DNC did. Just going to point out the nuance.
Yeah.
DNC paid for them. They were originally a Republican op-ed, opposition research. Jeb Bush and them.
Yep.
Remember, after the Clinton campaign picked it up, the DNC picked it up, Obama even gave money towards that. The Obama for America.
So he should be equally
But we keep
culpable.
talking about one thing.
Hillary.
The rest of the story needs to be told. So the Obama for America put money in. It was I don't even remember the amount now. I'd have to go find my slides on that. But the fact is that there's a bigger story. Also, right after that, you got the pussy tapes, if you will,
right,
from the Jeb Bush camp.
Yep.
It's right after this.
Okay.
And so I'm just pointing out there's so many things to go. And Duppy, to your point, if you count up the shells on the sand,
yeah,
it's really cool how there's 17 shells in the 8.
Is it really?
Yes. There's 17 shells in the 8. 6, 4, and 7 equals 17. So you got a double 17. So for all of those that are looking at the numbers and going, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool, there's one right there. Tell me it's not a comm. I don't know if he was playing with the Q group, the movement. I can't tell you that. But it is interesting that something that went around in the first term, even went around during Biden, so it's not partisan, and now it's going around again about Trump. It started in April because I went and looked for it. I think around April 10th is when it started. This is 5 weeks later. And we're going to arrest him for threatening the president on clearly that's unequal justice.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, everybody. I know I'm going to burst a bubble and I'm going to piss off a few people. That's not uncommon for me, but
no, you're not. It's not. You're not doing favoritism here.
I do that well. I piss people off regularly.
No, but you're not doing
I
it with
wake
that
up trying to
intention.
figure out how I can do that, right?
I don't think people get that pissed off here.
I mean, can we get logical for just a minute, though?
Yeah. Well, he's done a lot of harm, though, too.
I'm not going to disagree that everything we know looks harmful. I'm not going to disagree. But I will remind you that it didn't end when he was fired, which means it may not have been him.
That's a good point. That's an interesting point.
If it had ended when he was fired, I would say all in, hang the son of a bitch.
Right.
But it didn't end when he was fired. It didn't end when Trump left office. It continued. And you got all these players.
Yeah, you got to listen to that. All right, so if there's one thing I want you to listen to, you got to listen to that Bongino and Hannity interview after you jump off.
I want to hear that.
Because he talks about 2 FBIs.
And I agree with him on that.
And that there's an FBI full of patriots, freedom-loving, heroic
Generally, your
people.
rank and file are very much
your individuals
who they
that
should
would
be.
run towards fire rather than away from it. And
Right. They would have done a better job in D.C. on Saturday. That's for sure.
And but then he said that there is another portion of the FBI that are more like not clandestine, but it's very. They're very rogue.
There's a clique.
They're very
There
rogue,
is-
and it's very
there is a
cliquey.
clique
Yep.
within the FBI.
And
Very
they're
few
slimy.
people. They are.
Very
and I'm not disagreeing with any of that. The time I've been around FBI, I can completely confirm all of that.
Yep.
Completely. But I'm just saying, you've got to look at what you've got in front of you. When did it start? When did it end? It started before Trump. And it still hasn't ended.
And arguably, all right, so what was in those burn bags?
Well, in the burn bags, we find out we got the classified portion of the Durham report. And, Durham's been mentioned a lot lately.
And arguably, everything in the burn bag should have been stuff that was left over from Comey
and Ray.
Which we're talking Russiagate, right?
Right.
So
and I keep saying to people, okay, where did they find a lot of this stuff? In the closet next to the director's office.
So what would they stand to gain by putting him? This something. Then if this is,
how do you inject evidence
legally?
Discovery's coming
Discovery, yeah, through Discovery.
And think about it. They're accusing him of threatening the life of the president. And what does he got to do now? He's got to defend himself. The government's going to show evidence that he tried to threaten the life of the president, and he's going to come back with, that was by the same people that did this. So all I'm saying is that Discovery is going to be an intriguing period. Did you listen to Todd Blanche and Kash Patel's presser on it? We listened to it the other night in the chat.
Yeah.
And it was clear they both were distancing themselves from that indictment.
Yes, that much I gathered.
There's no question.
They're supposed to, but they're doing a better job than usual.
Normally they will tell you, they will opine on the indictment.
Yeah.
This one they all read from a script, and they answered no questions.
Really good point.
So I'm just saying, don't get caught up in the noise.
Well, I didn't have a good feeling about this anyways, but
I don't, and I said that in the chat.
I like to play both sides of this, and when I was entertaining both sides, I was thinking, first of all, in order to present a case like this to a grand jury, to get a grand jury to sign off on,
you need proof.
You got to have some
proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
Compelling
in order for this, yes,
that he had foreknowledge that what he was posting was going to dog whistle, was going to lead to possible harm. They would have had to present a case that he had foreknowledge, and what that would mean is something that's in writing, something that's
a conversation, a phone call, right?
Then you can reference previous interviews that he had with Colbert, where he talked about his wife, said, "Oh, look, honey, look, some seashells on the," and then, "Oh, we used to take a picture and post it," because that's, why would you do that? It makes me think of, I think Whitmer had the 8647 on a shelf behind her.
Clinton had it. Whitmer had it.
Yeah.
And like I said, you have to, if you're going to be honest with yourself, you got to compare those events.
The fact that it comes right after, on the heels of that Saturday.
Right. You got to compare it to what else happened. You got to put it on the whole timeline. And I haven't looked it up. I don't have the timeline, contrary to your popular belief.
This would strengthen the full control argument, though, wouldn't it? Possible bad actor being controlled.
Comey being controlled,
right? Wouldn't it?
Or
he's being given enough rope to hang himself or hang others.
Or he's a material witness in something else.
FBI director?
Why wouldn't he be?
Well, they're material witnesses to a lot of shit.
Yeah, but you could also be out there making signals. Trump does it every day of the week. Why is it different if it comes out of somebody else's mouth?
That's a fair point. The Ray one's easier for me to wrap my mind around.
I'm not wrapping my mind around any of them. I'm just saying, when I looked into the background of Comey, it made me step back and say,
same thing with Mueller. I get it.
Mm-hmm. It forces you to take a step back and say,
I could also say that,
hold your thought, because you don't know.
I could also poke holes in my assessment on Bob Mueller, and I've done that before. Because I've seen evidence to suggest that he has not done good things, but I've seen evidence that he has done that he has done good things. Objectively. I've seen it both ways.
Well, Bob Mueller, I think he did a masterful job at the hearing. Something else was going on. When Jamie Raskin
Weissman? I mean...
When Jamie... Well, you don't remember the one about Jamie Raskin and Barr. The Mueller report goes out. Weissman released the executive summaries to the Washington Post. They're questioning Barr about it. Barr mentioned that the Rosenstein team, the Mueller team, and the Barr team were all on a conference call, which means they started an investigation. And Raskin says, can we get those meeting notes? And Barr goes, no, you don't need them. Why do you need them? In other words, it's an investigation. They're not coming into your slimy mitts.
Oh.
So there is something else going on.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, if we put the pieces together, it would be under Comey. And I brought this up again last night. I brought it up many times. When Comey refused to indict, because that's what people say, Clinton,
Hillary, yep.
People have to remember, Comey doesn't indict. The FBI is an investigatory agency. The DOJ indicts. A U.S. attorney indicts.
Yeah, they can suggest prosecution.
But he refused to send it over to Loretta Lynch's DOJ. What do you think that did with that case? It preserved it.
What that should... Oh.
Had he sent that up to DOJ, it would have been closed, done, sealed.
Then Loretta Lynch
was AG at the time.
She would have had to play a part in protecting.
What? No, he never sent it there. I don't know if you recall, but in 2016, the Democrats were apoplectic that he did that.
Yeah, she was big mad.
Big time. It wasn't just her. It was. They called for him to be impeached. So I'm just sitting back and saying, okay, so if you're going to preserve the investigation, that gives me a third eye for you. Keep coming through this whole process.
That would have died out with the statute of limitations unless it's tacked onto future.
Unless it's a conspiracy for something else.
That's the only other option.
There's a conspiracy from this whole thing from 2015.
There's no other option. Otherwise, it was put in there to die.
I went through. No, if he'd have sent it to the DOJ, it would have died. He preserved it. That case never closed. When he decided, he said no reasonable attorney would prosecute this. So by keeping it at the FBI, it was never closed.
Wow.
And just a couple of months later, they open up Crossfire Hurricane.
That's evidence about the conspiracy.
That's evidence of preserving evidence for a conspiracy.
That's the only thing it could be, I imagine.
And then you got, finish the timeline. Just, 4 weeks later, they open up Crossfire Hurricane. Remember, they had tried to get...
Look at the name Crossfire Hurricane.
Right. Well, that's obvious what they were trying to do there. But
doesn't that tip the other side, the opposition off, though, too? Don't they? They should know it at that point.
But you got 4 other investigations. You know that, right? There's like 5 of them total.
So, again, if I'm the enemy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue. I have to continue the conspiracy, make some of it public. Because
Crossfire Hurricane was a good one. So you got Tycoon. You got there's 4 others.
So you know that your opposition are, so they know that we're monitoring them for conspiracy charges. But you thinking if they're waiting out Trump, if that's their plan is to wait Trump out.
Well, they had hoped they were going to do
2028.
Well, their biggest goal was and what do they mean by waiting Trump out? They're throwing every obstruction they can at the administration, burying them in all these different, get everything, stayed, everything, with the idea of just burdening the administration with not getting their agenda done. Trump's been winning more than he's been losing. And I will venture even the Supreme Court case over the National Guard was a win. I'm going to point that out. Why was it a win? It reaffirmed the 10th Amendment. Proved he can't be a king.
We literally have so many. The whole king concept is so stupid. I can't even with these people. Anyways, there's only about a minute left.
Financed by his political opponents? I don't know the answer to that. It wasn't necessary.
Wait, what did he say?
See, I just talked about additional material.
But did he have a right to know that?
That had been financed by his political opponents? I don't know the answer to that. It wasn't.
Like he didn't tell him.
He knew damn well.
Who knew? Trump knew.
Yeah.
Trump knew because he told
You know
him.
how I know he knew?
Oh. Other than what Rogers told him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Rogers told him.
Mm-hmm.
Admiral Rogers told him that.
That's at the very least.
Yeah.
Comey did too. Comey met with him.
Yep.
Necessary for my goal, which was to alert him that we had this information.
Did you believe his denial?
I honestly never thought these words would come out of my mouth, but I don't know whether the current president of the United States
He's not even telling you anything.
Yeah. I love
Could you
listening
use
back
any
at
more
this stuff.
vanilla language than this?
I love listening back at this because it sings differently.
Yeah, because you got a third eye lately. That's why.
on each other in Moscow in 2013. It's possible.
He didn't
Anything
say
is
anything.
possible.
He
He said absolutely nothing that whole piece. There you go.
Frankly, you really got me thinking with the whole preserving.
Think about it.
No,
He's talking about not indicting Hillary Clinton. And the first thought I had, because I watched that presser live, was like, you can't indict anybody. The FBI investigates. That's it.
Yeah. And you don't even allude to no reasonable attorney. You would never.
He actually said no reasonable attorney would prosecute this case. That's what he said in the presser.
Why do you think
Because they were under Loretta Lynch. We've had attorneys disappear, remember?
Yeah. So do you
They're
think that's
staff
why he
attorneys.
said that?
I
You
think he was
said
saying
that because no reasonable attorney would put their life on the line?
They're not going to put their life on that line. I don't know
That
if
makes
that's
more
what he
sense.
said.
Frankly, that makes more sense. Don't want to be hung by a.
I'm not going to be hung by a lynch.
Hung by a extension cord, shot in the back of the head twice by a shotgun.
A red scarf and a doorknob.
Yeah, for fuck's sake, man.
That's so when you go back and think about all of this,
Yep.
and you kind of try to understand the noise you're hearing today, that because that's what's important, right? What's important is not what happened then, but isn't it interesting the timing now? The timing,
yeah.
When what we know based on what Cash said months ago, that there were the classified portion of the Durham report was in that burn bag. Comey, who was FBI director, right? He was FBI director when all of this is all spinning up. And what was Durham investigating? Russia investigation. I'm just saying, you got too many other linkages here that are awfully convenient. How's that?
Yes, I agree with that. I don't know what to make of it. I haven't really expanded my thinking that much further on Comey past, I'll say, because I thought most of the stuff that he did, the statute of limitations are already passed.
When doesn't a statute of limitation?
5 years.
No, when doesn't it though?
When does
When it's a part of a conspiracy and the conspiracy continues.
But this is what I've been thinking about. Is there any other situation? It's homicide, right? Homicide's the only other one. Murder.
No, murder you can be There's no statute.
There's no statute, right. Are there any other ones that would extend the statute of limitations other than conspiracy and murder?
Fraud vitiates everything, so there's no statute of limitations if fraud can be proven.
And can't really fit this in fraud, right?
But there is plenty of fraud that has happened.
Sure. But
So you've got
arguably tack that on to conspiracy. No?
Well, as a result of the conspiracy, maybe. But all I'm saying is, it doesn't matter. When you've got this plot by this unnamed group of people, the entrenched and fortified, that are controlling our government and now actively working to take it down, a duly elected president, you've got all these cases then become active and important to the grand conspiracy because they never go away. Every act is another act of conspiracy. Yeah. So I'm going to take you out even further. The argument that's going on in the federal government right now, within Congress, within the judicial branch per se, within the executive branch, those arguments, those battles that are going on, that's all adding to the conspiracy. Every bit of it. Because what is Russia investigation all about?
What about
it wasn't about investigating Russia.
All right. Could a willing participant contribute to a conspiracy? Do you know what I mean by that? Say
willing?
Yeah, say somebody is.
Okay, let's break that down.
You know what I'm asking?
What is Kleinsmith part of the conspiracy?
Kevin Kleinsmith.
Kevin Kleinsmith. Remember, he edited the email.
Yes.
What that proved is that bias can be leveraged. What that means is all I have to be is a little bit TDS ridden.
Right.
And somebody can leverage that bias and cause you to commit a crime.
Okay, yep.
Because that's what happened with Kleinsmith.
Yep.
So yes, a willing participant.
Okay, so what I meant was, could a willing participant, meaning could somebody willing to play, like to continue the conspiracy, to commit an act, to deliberately continue the conspiracy? I know it might sound far-fetched, but
I hear where you're going. And I think
like,
it comes
could that be
down
why
to
he did the C-cells thing? I don't know.
It could be. I don't know. But don't you think there's more to that? Why? If that is the case,
what if it did contribute?
Why are we bringing an 8647 picture up before a judge for an attempt on the president's life when you've got hundreds of these examples over the previous 10 years?
Thousands.
Explain that one to me.
So Alina Habba, did you hear her what she said on The View? I should find that.
No, I didn't hear.
She crushed it on the View too, by the way.
I've been kind of in a different rabbit hole. Sorry.
I hear you. Okay, here it is. And boy, The View did not know how to handle her. You could tell she owned this table, which was just shocking.
Well, during Hot Topics earlier today, we discussed the most recent federal indictment of former FBI Director James Comey related to an Instagram post of seashells, an Instagram post that he deleted the very next day and apologized for. Do you think Comey's post rises to the level of a criminal threat against the life of the president and supports an indictment?
I do. I'll explain why. After Comey's post, and this is where I go back to Saturday's events, the responsibility of certain individuals like us. We all have a very big voice. He is a former FBI director. He knows what 8647 meant. There's no question about it. He actually went on TV later.
What do you think 86 means?
To kill the president, to get rid of the president. That's what it means. By the way, his words, not mine. If you look at his late night show.
But the dictionary disagrees with you on that.
Well, he's the FBI director.
They use it in restaurants. Do they mean to kill?
So I need to be an awfully very mum on on the View for once.
Well, I mean,
You don't think it might make? Let me tell you. Let me just tell you what happened after James Comey's post. A gentleman posted that about me. He posted on Twitter 86 Haba, and he was also charged. He was charged in Florida, and he was held accountable because you cannot do it. Now, this is an FBI director. We have responsibilities. You guys have responsibilities not to call the president certain things or say things that could incite violence. I most certainly think after Saturday, I have a completely new perspective on how important our voices are and how we use them.
Can I mention one thing, that Matt Gaetz also used that 86 many times, and nothing happened to him?
Well, I think we look at everything. I'll be honest with you. Absolutely everything is in context. I don't think anybody is immune to it. I don't think we should be sitting here and nobody has condemned Jimmy Kimmel for his comments. Those were despicable.
Joy pointed out earlier, and the president also posted death to Democrats. Do you think the president should be held responsible for that?
When you, all due respect.
What? Death to Democrats? When did he say that?
I didn't hear him say
I've
that.
never heard him say that. I don't think he would say that. She probably made that up.
I haven't seen that post. I will tell you what I did.
It does exist.
Okay.
See, again, what do you mean it exists? Let's see it.
You know what that reminds me of? When Mueller was asked by the Democrats about sections in his report.
Yeah.
And this, what everybody calls the doddering old fool, would say, what page was that on? Because they would constantly try to entrap him. He said from the beginning, this is my testimony, right? And they were trying to get him to go off script so he could become a part of the testimony. And every time they said, well, you say in the report that, and he said, what page was that on? He was masterful, by the way. So they're doing the same thing here. You got to give me a little bit more than you telling me, oh, that does exist.
Yeah.
We've used this line way too many times. People are starting to get smart to it, and they're starting to say, where's that information? They're saying it in Congress. We hear it all the time. And the people that are before Congress being questioned are starting to say, where's that information from? Well, I'll have to get it for you.
Right.
Which they never do, of course.
So I think she said regarding Comey. Did you have any thoughts on that?
You know,
I'm not expecting anything myself personally, and I've already said this.
I've been saying this too. I don't think the case stands. I think it's going to be falling harder than a lead balloon. This is a First Amendment issue. He didn't directly threaten anybody, but I do find it interesting what happened the very next day. Now, I'm going to ask you to do something because this got pointed out to me and I'm fully on board with it. Go look up post 3328.
Okay. Yep.
You see it, right? D-class pre or post IG report. Comey in a kill box pre or post IG report. Q. C comes before D.
Oh, boy.
That post, the Delta is April 27th. He was indicted on the 28th.
All right. Say this. All right. So the warrior. A warrior is the
This is
protector
the warrior.
of his family and those in need. A warrior is the guardian of the ways of honor and courage. A warrior will not put his own desires above what is right. Above all, a warrior is always motivated by his utmost duty. D-class is coming. This was
April 27th. Comey was indicted
On the 27th.
on the 28th.
On the 28th, the day after this.
Mhm.
D-classed pre or post Inspector
IG
General report.
Comey in a kill box. Pre or post IG report. C, Comey, comes before D class. Now, what have they been talking about in that burn bag? How many times has Durham got to be mentioned in the last 2 weeks?
Oh, wait.
We've been talking about Durham in my chat room now for over a week.
Damn. Do you think Durham's going to come back into the picture soon?
Well, the question becomes which Durham?
Oh, the son?
His son.
Connecticut?
Well, he's in the Eastern District, yes. But his son has been embedded with the Keeping Communities Safe program, there's another name for it, since 2005.
Okay.
Okay? 2005, he started going into all these radicalized groups and detailing them. What have we got going on all around the country with these riots? What do we know about them? What do we know about the infiltration of the Marxists and the terrorist groups? I have a feeling, because what Durham found out, what he should have found out, which I'm pretty sure he did, and it's in the classified.
Yeah.
Just like there's the classified section of 9/11. What they're finding out is the foreign piece and the on-the-street activity that is hell-bent on disrupting our country. We are in the purple revolution. When do you figure this out?
This post is everything right here. Damn, Feisty. Good one.
That actually, I didn't pull that out. I don't know where it came from, to be very honest. I don't know. It was, I could get on board with this. This makes sense to me.
This does make sense, though.
And I did not find the post. I didn't honestly go looking. I've been so busy with my dig, I didn't go looking. But when I saw this, I posted it immediately and said, I can get on board with this.
That would be a...
But read it. I have been saying this for a while. Don't underestimate. There is a statement in the Q post, there are more good than bad. And don't underestimate the flip of what you think you know.
That was oftentimes the hardest pill to swallow. The one that you thought you were already
swallowed. That's my line
yes.
since 2018, and I was eviscerated for saying that.
No, I've been repeating it lately.
Because it's true.
Yeah, I think so too.
And if you are going to be intellectually honest, you have to set everything aside and say, what could I not possibly know? And if you are going to be honest, you're going to find out there's a lot of shit you didn't know, to include with Biden. So I'm just saying, go down that rabbit hole and you may have a different idea. Okay?
Okay. Well, thank you.
I'm being dismissed already.
Yes, you need you go get some sleep, please.
I've used up my welcome, huh?
I didn't know. No, I don't need to be feeling guilty for keeping you up all night. Mom,
you're not keeping me up.
I would keep you up all night.
Trying to pare down. I got my deck from 61 slides to 37.
Yeah, but
I'm trying to get it under 30.
It'll be even
That's
better
keeping me up.
when you get some rest. So,
I had a whole 8 hours last night. Of course,
I think I did too for the first time.
I didn't lay down till
till
3:30 this morning. Got up after 11, but I don't normally sleep that long in a row.
We didn't get into the Catherine Herridge thing. Did you have a take on that?
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Catherine Herridge interviewed two individuals, for those who just coming in.
That were a part of.
They were a part of the Maduro extraction. They offered the intel to capture Maduro. I mean, everything from the thickness of the cement walls, and they had insiders, and those insiders, the intel, the intelligence officers, and the intelligence assets embedded within Maduro
and was
were promised
DEA,
50.
Don't forget.
Yeah, DEA backed
they weren't
out.
Promised.
Yes.
When they increased the Maduro bounty to $50 million,
$50 million. Yes.
They automatically assumed that they were going to be able to get that.
Yep.
So I got two things to say.
And it's been 4 months. January 3rd, I think.
Okay, you're not going to pay out until you get an indictment, number one. That's what those bounties mean. Number two, and I'm not
I
trying
thought it
to
said
say that
it led to the capture. Isn't that what the saying is? What it was?
Yeah, but you haven't got it. You don't have the full picture. We know he's working with the government. So there's that part of the delay. But the other part of it, and this is the part I've been struggling with ever since I listened to it earlier today. They're paid to do what they did. And Trump's comment was, nobody gets it but us. And they're government employees. So I'm not thinking that they won't get something, but that was not just the DEA and their informants. It led, but there was other actions that took place. So there's enough to spread around, if you will. So I'm glad they brought up the fact that they haven't been talking to anybody, because, you know, at a time when we need to black pill more people against the Trump administration, it's perfect timing. But I'm just saying, sit on this one for a little bit.
So
and what was his agenda? His agenda was hoping Trump would see this and take action. Against who? Rubio. Because it's the Department of State bounty.
You know where I heard it from, right?
I'm sorry?
You know where I heard it from?
Heard what from?
General Flynn.
Yeah, General Flynn was actually somehow involved.
Yep. Said, he posted, said, listen to this. Either we have a, quote, rewards for justice program that works and protects those willing to put their lives on the line, or we don't. Watch this station because we will not give this up, he says. People's lives remain at risk. And that's the thing that I would add, too.
That's the one part to this, too, because if there are supposedly, he said, I'll just say they're 12. We don't know what that number is because he refused to go any deeper.
He said there was roughly a dozen.
He said, I'll just say they're 12. Okay. I don't think you start rewarding people before you've completed your job, because it's obviously still not done. And the other thing that was interesting is part of the reason why they were able to get such great intel.
You're not going to get people to do that in the future, though.
I don't think this plays into that. I really don't. If I report something, I can get up to 10 to 15% of the kitty, right?
Yeah.
But only after the whole thing is adjudicated and resolved. So I don't.
In the process, you got people on the running for their lives. The people who offered up that.
That's my point.
Capture.
If they pay this out, what happens to those as many as 12?
At least rescue them. At least get them.
Do we know they're not?
What?
We don't know that they're not rescuing them.
Yeah, that's what. I mean.
But he also said the day after, by January 4th, they heard nothing more. So something's going on that they're not aware of. And I don't think it's appropriate to sit here and make an assumption when they've been obviously locked out of all discussion since the 4th of January.
I have the sneaking suspicion that General Flynn is behind even this reporting as well.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Which I can take that in two different directions.
I can take that in many directions. Are you kidding? And I'm going to choose not to, if that's okay.
And I don't know. I just hope it's not.
I don't know what it is. I mean, and it's okay
can read
that
my mind right now.
I know where you're going, and you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, we have a situation that is obviously still active. You got two generals that are working with the federal government. You got Maduro, who they already said has been working with the federal government. You've got the Rodriguez
You can't
siblings.
even afford attorneys.
Right. You got the Rodriguez siblings down there that are working with the government. Are you telling me the Rodriguez siblings can't rescue these 12? Something's not fitting.
Something doesn't. Yeah, they're either cooperating with Trump, and if they are, then they wouldn't be a threat. They shouldn't be a threat to these.
Those 12 people shouldn't be at risk.
That's a good point. Trump either has leverage or he doesn't.
And that's the whole point. Are you saying he's out of control? And the fact is, the bounty belongs at the Secretary of State. Right?
Yep.
And if the Secretary of State is withholding the bounty, and we can all agree Rubio's been doing a bang-up job.
Yeah.
I think you sit on it for a while. This is one of those 72-hour rule ones.
Yeah.
Because I think more is going to come out. But the one thing I wanted to point out is when you don't look at the news as a bunch of independent nodes, by now you should start to be able to connect those nodes.
What do you mean?
There's a common theme. And it's so in our face right now. You feel it in the air that things are coming to a crescendo. when things start coming to this point, the rhetoric and the chaos only gets worse.
Yeah.
And I don't mean trouble on the street. The noise, the signals, the noise. There's a ton of it. This is when you just step back. And you keep one thing in mind. Do you or do you not trust the President of the United States?
Explicitly.
I do. I have never not.
Yeah. That's no true words ever spoken here. Yep.
So I'm just saying we've got so much going on. So much is now billowing to the top. And I'm telling you, I don't know who's good, who's bad. I don't care anymore. I'm waiting for the system. I want the truth of the story. I'm tired of all these twists and turns. I am not an all-control crowd. I do think, though, Trump has masterfully brought it to a crescendo where answers need to be soon. And we've got a stock market and a jobs report that is telling us things are a lot better than you're being told. As uncomfortable as it is, you know, there's a lot of us still struggling. I know I can relate to that. But when you got a stock market that's not pricing in destruction, you should take a lead on that one.
I mean,
that's a lot of wealth.
Just the aftermath of
Right.
the crazy bombshell Supreme Court ruling. The news just keeps getting worse and worse for the Democrats.
Yeah.
Or the communists.
Yeah.
They laid out polling data that showed Trump was gaining support among Black Americans. That is catastrophic. I can't emphasize in strong enough terms just how catastrophic that is for the opposition, right? I mean, we're talking about generational gains. Generational gains.
You're now at a point where the Democrats have to stand on their lies because they don't have any other tool in their quiver.
Yeah, this is why I like to observe. This is why I love doing trend analysis with Pinata, because it's like that moment that I get to do some coverage of the leftists and their behavior, because that's so telling when you watch their. Seeing
How do you
Hakeem
not
Jeffries,
giggle,
when you see
right?
Hakeem Jeffries, swing his arms even harder
Well,
and
how
harder
did you
every
notice?
time, it's like, oh
okay,
my,
so remember
really
when
scared.
Biden did that speech in Philadelphia?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
him doing? Notice them talking now. They're all doing this now.
Yes.
It's just so funny. And oh, by the way, did find, thanks to, I think Mayor Bear actually found it, the rest of that Maya Wiley clip.
Oh, you did?
Oh my goodness, that 5 minutes was 5 minutes of precious.
Yeah. She's a gem, that one. Thank you for turning me on to her. Holy shit.
Not only did I turn you on to her, but within that 1 minute clip, validated all 34 slides. I was pretty happy you found it.
I mean, again, I can't. The GOP gained 12 points on the Dems on party ID with African Americans versus Trump's term 1 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Trump's approval with black voters today is higher than it was in term 1. That is what the left relies on, guys. Not only that, Feisty. Where is it? Okay, Oregon. Did you hear what happened in Oregon? Tom Fitton?
No.
He got Oregon to remove over 800,000 ineligible voters off the voter rolls.
Who voted in 2020, right?
Probably even 2024.
Mm-hmm.
800,000.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing in Missouri. And then 2 other states I think he mentioned as well. Washington was another state.
Is it any wonder Janet stepped down?
On top of that, you got the redistricting thing. You got Florida redistricting, Ohio, you got Tennessee, and now...
We got this shit show going on in Virginia that is like mind-boggling.
But that's getting thrown back in their face. They're not winning on that. They're not getting any victories at all. Like, not even a little bit. Just when they think they got
the
one.
only thing they got left is obstruction, which is what we're watching play out in the Congress.
Perfect. Do it.
That's what. The more they obstruct,
please obstruct. Please.
Then you know who you're voting against, right?
It's a crime. Obstruction of justice is a crime. It continues the conspiracy.
Well, I'm going to add to that. Because every murder that happens because you refuse to do the right thing, when are you culpable? We keep going after. Remember they wanted to defund the police.
Oh, this is where people would say the same thing with the 8647.
I disagree that's not actionable.
I know.
I'm just sorry. Those are words.
Telling you,
I'm talking about.
I can hear it in my ear right now. Art,
I'm talking about real action of not closing the border under the Biden administration, not holding perps accountable, letting them back out on the street. People that have murdered back out on the street within hours. That's a culpable action that should be held accountable.
You have Swalwell. Okay.
Oh my God.
And then you got right now the leading gubernatorial candidate in California. Do you think it's blue? No, it's not.
No, it's red.
It is very red. It is. Steve Hilton is the top candidate right now for governor of California.
He couldn't even get oxygen a month ago.
And he is now the leading candidate for governor, guys.
What did I tell you when the Swalwell thing came out? I told you then, we did it on your show where we showed the Nick Sorter tape, right? And I said, you don't oust
that was cool.
the lead in California unless he's toxic to the party. Whatever happened on that tape is toxic to the party. And I really want to go into that more because it ain't about no sexual proclivity. The woman who's defending the victim is nothing other than Lisa Bloom. Come on.
Which is Gloria Allred's daughter.
Allred's daughter.
Fuck's sake.
And she defended 11 other victims. So the whole sexual thing is just a red herring. What happened on Nick Sorter's tape?
You know how many other people in that orbit have shit like that, if not worse?
Worse,
Come on,
right?
Man.
But Nick Sorter threatened to put out the rest of that tape, if you recall.
Yeah, why
and
didn't
then
he
all of a sudden, bam, he's guilty of rape.
Well, why didn't he just do it?
I think somebody told him not to yet. But I'm telling you, Swalwell's toxic to the party, which means, what does it mean? When you've got from the local, state, and federal level all saying he's got to go, there's something systemic going on.
Speaking of, did you hear today, what the hell's his name? Plattner. Fuck's sake. I was afraid of this. Who was it? John Stewart? John Stewart?
Okay.
Had Graham Plattner on, the dude with a Nazi tattoo literally on his chest. He went on Jon Stewart, and Jon Stewart even posted something about him on X, like, why isn't the DNC taking this guy under their wing? And then all of a sudden, Chuckle Schumer is now endorsing Graham Plattner.
The Nazi.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's decode that for a second.
Please.
What is the major, when you talk about an influence layer, who carries the megaphone? The media.
Media, yes.
So who is Jon Stewart speaking for?
DNC.
That's the part that I uncovered last week when I showed you last week about the NGO enabler level, right? Because that's where that fits in. So in other words, Jon Stewart was a signal to Schumer, endorse this guy. And Schumer went, yes, sir, and did. So there's a control mechanism.
Literally, Jon Stewart had him on, I think it was yesterday, and then today, 15 hours ago, Chuck Schumer just coordinated Graham Plattner as the Democratic nominee in Maine.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting.
And like I said, but look, now extrapolate that, because we just showed you the signal and the reaction, the control mechanism. Now extrapolate that. How far does this go before mainlanders turn around and say, yeah, I didn't sign up for that? You just had Janet Mills step down so Graham Plattner can step in. Please, come on. Where are they going? It's not hard to figure out.
The candidate with a documented Nazi-linked tattoo is now the heavy favorite to win the Democratic Senate nomination in Maine.
Let the Nazi go.
Mills was the Chuck Schumer endorsed candidate. She lost anyway. Plattner has the full backing of Bernie Sanders and Liz Warren. That's
Okay, so
Guppy's favorite,
go back to your.
He will now go up against Susan Collins in November.
Right.
Oh, she knows how to campaign. By the way.
Yeah, she does.
But
I'm going to ask you to go backwards.
Okay.
Think about this. Remember when Q asked us if we completed our brackets for the 2018?
Yeah.
What did those brackets distill down to? Do you remember?
No.
It became a battle between socialism and a representative republic.
Oh. Okay.
Now do you see what's lining up?
Oh. He's leaving it up to the people.
It's leading up to us deciding what kind of country we want.
Okay. All right, then that's what.
And what did Trump always say? Maybe you should play the video that will get Trump elected every night for homework for a while until you let it sink in as to what we're going through.
Yeah, it needs to be we the people.
In
that
fact,
take it back.
before we do anything on Monday, we're going to start with that video before I go into this dig.
All right.
Okay? Because I think it's important that people start to understand that they're doing everything to make sure you have a vote in November, but you need to understand why that's necessary now. And oh, by the way, if we're looking at 99 trillion in global theft of our wealth, which is about 10 to 11% of the global economy. Do you remember what the number 11 was statistically? That's in a Q post. Statistically, it means it takes on a life of its own. It's beyond repair. We're right close to that number. In fact, I got that on one of these slides for Monday. We are definitely there. This is it. I would show you the slide right now, but I don't want to give away my
No,
deck.
don't. For the love of God, don't do that, please.
No.
Shout out to 259. Thank you for the $5 Rumble Rant. Says Feisty, someone said that the Knights Templars had the bones of Jesus. ? How could that be?
It's impossible to say that. Then, first of all, that's blasphemous.
Right.
Secondly, if that were true, then you don't believe that Christ rose from the dead and went to and ascended into heaven.
Yeah, whoever that someone is.
They don't know their ass from a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I don't think it gets any more blasphemous than that.
Right.
Well, Feisty, go get some rest. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Go get some rest. I'm all wired.
Damn it. Go drink some chamomile tea.
No. No, I've got another couple hours of work to do.
Go smoke a bone.
Go smoke a bone.
Anyways, I'll definitely see you on Monday. Can't wait for Monday.
It's a good deck. Wait till you see it.
I bet it is. It
ends with that slide I showed you.
Maybe we'll have to get Mare Bear on or something. And
if she's free, I want her there. Yes.
Yeah.
I love I've been bouncing ideas with her. So
good.
Love that girl.
Well,
anyway,
thank
talk
you.
to you all later. Have a very good night, everybody.
You as well, hon. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
That is an American right there.
Did not
is
mean to
an
hit that one.
American man.